I'll ramble on if I start talking about it. I'll just shut up.
We're live. Hello. Welcome to the last episode of the Lost Words of Myrwyyn. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and let the players give their hellos and introduce themselves. I'll go over where we last left off and maybe do some announcements after that.
Well, I'm Taylor, your friendly warlock.
There is nothing wrong with your computer. Do not attempt to adjust do not adjust the image. We are controlling transmission. Mission. You are okay. You're about to experience the on mystery, which reaches from the inner mind to the Myrwyyn limits. And I'll be Rowan, your archaeologist.
That's pretty cool. Well, I am Hoff Bellows, your resident cleric of the light. Dapple, warlike, wandering cleric that is about to woo a girl, I guess.
I guess. Oh, things are going to be terrible.
Honestly, Hop should thank me for this. Hop really needs to thank me for this.
I hate you so much.
It's gonna be
but you're gonna love Chelsea. You can hate me, but you won't love Chelsea.
Can I find Hoff?
Straight up awful.
Probably, honestly.
Sure. Here's my aura of dislike.
It's so small and tiny, just as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we last left off, the crew members of the Daring Grace had been dealing with some tasks around the city, preparing to get Tektite's dragon-slaying lance made, and Hoff was off investigating the loss of a certain Ergonasi lady's familiar, a fairy dragon, which she had alleged was taken by one Chelsea Andros, one of the young ladies who is a part of House Andros and a member of the university. Rowan finalized a deal to start having the stone defenders that they found in Myrwynn's lair mass-produced and regain some of his family's wealth and position in the process, or so he hopes. As we had last left off, Rowan had returned to the ship with Tektite, and Hoff had taken a carriage ride to the door of the Andros house to find Chelsea with the fairy dragon wrapped around her shoulders, simply laying there, perfectly content to be with the woman who supposedly captured her. Before we get started, just give a couple quick announcements. We've had a contest going this month. The players have wanted me to dab on camera, and I have refused, but they keep trying. And I told them that when we get to 200 followers, by the end of the month, that I would dab, or not followers, I'm sorry, subscribers. 200 subscribers by the end of the month, I would dab on camera. We are at 117 subscribers as of right now. We have 4 days. The fact that we've gotten to 117 is honestly amazing and mind-blowing. I cannot believe that we have reached that many subscribers. Thanks for the sub. Awesome. Do I think that we will get to the 200 in the next 4 days? I don't know. If we do not, then I will give the same challenge. If we could get to 200 subscribers by the end of next month, I will dab at the end of next month. I'm willing to put it on the line again. We also have a few players who have put up some prizes if for the top gifter, when we reach 200 subscribers, the top gifter will get a copy of the Explorer's Guide to Wildermont, and will get one of our players' personally owned copy of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. There are also prizes for the second and third place top gifter once we reach 200 subscribers. If you want to know what those things are, head over to our Discord channel. There's a link down below, and you can check out the announcements there, and you will find all of the giveaways that we are giving for reaching the 200 mark. But good luck getting us to 200 and getting me to dab. I would be incredibly shocked and amazed if that happens. I do want to let you know, though, we got to 200 followers last week, and it is awesome. I am just blown away by that. I want to give a shout out and a thank you for that. Also, we have this is our last episode of the Lost Wards of Myrwyyn. However, we are going to be starting up a new campaign on Friday nights at 7 in the near future, and if you want to play in that campaign, go ahead over to our Discord. There is an application process, and there is an ad for the campaign with all of the information about it in there. Go over to our Discord, talk with the other players, find out about the setting, find out about the lore, find out about how you could become a part of our community and get online playing games with us. In any event, I just want to give a quick shout out and say thank you to all of our subscribers and all of our patrons. You guys make this possible. You make it so that we can keep going with this. I don't know if all of you know this, but I started this stream and this channel because of the COVID crisis. I was let go from work shortly after the crisis took place, because I work in the restaurant industry as a manager typically, and this stream has kind of saved us during that time. It has helped carry us through, and it continues to grow and continues to carry us through, and my hope is that this is something that I will be able to do full-time indefinitely, and all of you out there who subscribe and donate and join the Patreon, you guys are making that dream really, really come true, along with all the players who have been amazing and fantastic and incredibly supportive. You guys have been amazing, and yeah, thank you so much for that. It's an honor. It really is. Without further ado,
yeah, for me at least too, thank you as well. I actually did a lot of fun here and interacting with all of you guys. This has been a great experience for me too, and I'm seeing if I can get into next Friday's stream. But really, thank you everyone. I as a player, I had a lot of fun too. Sorry, Mark.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
It's the player's turn to speak, because I just want to say, Mark, it has been a pleasure playing with you thus far, and I look forward to playing with you again in the future. And I want to point out that we are, as the Friday group, your first group that you started streaming with.
That's true.
And it was fun. It's a great journey.
It has been.
Yeah.
It has been. It's been rife with some challenges, but it has been a fantastic journey.
We're the test stream.
You're not wrong. Yeah, we're the test group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind
Can't argue with that.
Kind of were. So anyway, we're here to play D&D, right? So let's play some D&D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Taylor and Rowan. The two of you are aboard the Daring Grace. It is the evening. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, you two are aboard the Daring Grace, and it's late in the evening, probably just after sunset, when you're approached by Vernicus, the two of you.
Okay.
Hello, Master.
And what master?
Now, you were out of character. We agreed essentially on a deal of apprenticeship last week. Hence, Master's a respectful term for it.
Sure.
Oh, okay. I thought you were wearing a dog collar or something.
Taylor
No, Master's
Taylor
in
doesn't know that,
teacher.
though. Taylor
Whoa.
doesn't know that.
Yeah, I thought he might. No, never mind. Whatever. Now you do.
Yes.
I do now.
Vernicus steps up. Ah, yes. I could use a hand. If the two of you are up for it. I purchased some things in town earlier when we arrived, and it seems that I have received a message saying the order is ready, and those items are necessary for the final repairs for the airship. I was wondering if you could retrieve them for me. I know it's late in the evening, and usually they don't send deliveries this late at night, but which is why I could use you to go pick them up. They said they would keep the shop open until later this evening because, we need the parts to get going in the morning, and the captain wants to be off first thing. So I was wondering if you would be willing to head into town and pick those items up for me this evening.
Rowan gives a bit of a nod. Sure.
I'm big of these items. I'm not very strong.
They will have a cart waiting, yes. They have a cart that we can use as long as we return it. So, they're just some airtight barrels.
Okay.
Okay, Rowan, by the way, if you don't mind, Avernicus, by any chance, would you happen to have a fair bit of gold on you? Otherwise, it'll take you quite a long time if we can't use the teleporters.
Yeah. Certainly. He kind of digs through some pouches, feeling his pouches, and he's got pockets everywhere, with tools and things like that. And he eventually finds a pouch that jingles, and he goes, and sticks his hand in, grabs 50 gold, and passes it to you. Will this be enough?
It's 10 per ride, so if we're both going it both ways, it would be what? 8, let's see, going there, going back is what? So 20, so 40, and then returning the cart. 80, I think, for every math is right.
20, 40. Can you use the cart in the teleporter?
Okay. Out of character, I'm a resident, so I guess I wouldn't know, can I?
Probably not. It can teleport up to 10 people at a time, but generally not carts and things.
Okay, so not the cart then. Not the cart then. I guess in that case, 40, I suppose, 20 to get there, tell shop, and then 20 to come back without the car, I suppose. So 40, I suppose.
Yes. Should work. So he hands you. He says, keep the other 10 in case there's anything you see in the shop that you need, or if you, as a tip for having to go so late.
Okay. I hand 5 it over to Taylor.
I ball him really hard when he mentions the tip, and he gives him the roll.
I hand Taylor 5 gold, his side of the tip, and say, "Thank you, Master. We'll be off."
Okay, good.
He kind of adjusts his goggles and heads back to the lower levels of the ship to keep working on the engine. And you all are off. He gives you an address of the shop, which you are familiar with the address, Rowan, just from knowing the town itself. And it is... it is here in the district that holds kind of the textiles area.
I see. He's getting cloth for the balloon, I think.
There is a bridge to get there, but obviously the teleporters would be faster. So arriving there shouldn't take very long. You head into the promenade area, which is still under some restructuring since the events of that fateful night, the night before, and find your way to a teleportation circle. In spite of his quietness, Second joins you as well, and assures you that he has his own gold to get through the teleporter as you ask him if he plans to take it. And the three of you depart. He is interested in finding out what exactly is in this alchemist's shop that Avernicus is sending you to.
Okay.
The shop that you find is in a kind of a commercial part of town. It is pretty big, and the smell of textiles and kind of mass production of artisanal work can be smelled in the air. There's kind of an ozone-y and pungent smell as you head into the into this part of town. You wind your way through the cobblestone streets, and you find yourself at the front of a very large warehouse-like building. Brick face with a pair of metal double doors at the top of some low stairs, and it has a sign over it, carved wooden sign that reads The Alchemist, just like that, in varying colored letters.
Okay, I'm going to, I guess, roll history to see if I remember what I remember about the shop.
Sure.
I just remember something, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The shop is very prominent in the city. It does provide a lot of alchemical potions to some of the houses that buy in bulk, especially the military parts of the city. They can produce bulk batches of healing potions for the military. As of late, they also provide inks and solvents for the press.
That's it. Well, let's enter.
Let's go in.
You enter into the alchemist shop. The door is unlocked, and when you go in, it's dimly lit, as if the front end of the store is closed this time of day, which it normally is. There's a counter and rows of glowing bottles behind glass cases all throughout this front section of the store. As you look about, you don't see anyone behind the counter, and the door to the back end of this vast building seems to be slightly ajar. But there's no one in here. As I said, it's dimly lit and quiet. The light is only coming from the magical potions all around.
Hello? Anyone there?
I'm going to roll investigation to see if I notice something.
Sure. What are you looking to notice?
Well, honestly, like if I can find some clues to what's happening, like the doors ajar, like any signs of life or anyone here, essentially.
Sure.
Any signs of someone's been here.
Sure. You begin looking around to like you kind of lean over the counter and you're looking to see if anybody's around. And as you do, you see you kind of lean over the front counter, and there, lying on the floor, is an unconscious gnome, just completely passed out, with a big old bruise forming on the side of his head. And as Taylor calls out hello, you can hear somebody in the back room yell, "Shit, someone's here!"
Do I hear that?
What's your passive, Taylor? It's like
15.
15? Yes, you hear it too. You both hear it.
I'm going to start running towards it.
Okay, you kind of hop over the counter to the back door and run through it. And when you run through into this back room, you're on the bottom floor of this big building, and there are vats, like huge vats of different potions being brewed, as well as big tanks, that like big sealed metal tanks that have pressure gauges on them, that have different labels. The warehouse goes way back, and there are just kind of fumes and magical like mist coming off of the tops of some of these tanks and things like that, all through this bottom floor. And up above on the second floor is a kind of metal grated balcony with stairs that lead up to it on either side of you. And up on the balcony are several people. Two of them, strong arm looking types, are holding a gnome upside down off the side of a rail over one of the vats. The third, upon seeing you enter the room, looses an arrow in your direction.
Okay.
The fourth, who seems to be the one who cursed, seems to be kind of like scrambling to grab something off of their belt. The arrow flies in your direction and lands with a thwing in the door frame right beside your head. Roll for... We'll switch to Hoff.
I was just rushing to see if I could get to Second's character to see if I could use his character for him.
We will...
Where's
Man.
You guys can... No, Tektite is not with you. You have not seen Tektite.
Right.
He was on the ship that night, but he seems to have wandered, but you didn't see him when Avernicus approached you.
Now, can you tell me what races these guys are?
Sure. The two strong-armed thugs, they look to be some variety of human. The one with the bow could be maybe half-elf. They have pointy ears. The one fumbling for something is a halfling that seems to be fumbling for something on his belt. And you guys can roll initiative if you so desire, but we're going to switch over to Hoff.
Fine.
All right.
That's fair enough. Initiative, I guess. Damn.
I forgot to click my token. Hold on. Aw.
Well, oh, you did crit. Or no, you're done. Which one am I counting?
The first one.
The first one, obviously. I'm just mad that the second one was a crit.
It happened. Oh, and Hoff, let's see. If you don't mind, can you roll an insight roll when you get the chance? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Strange, but okay.
I will roll an insight roll right now then.
Right, I'll tell you up front. I'll say DC 15 up front. I'll tell you up front.
DC 15 up front. Okay.
Interesting.
Well, 6.
Okay. 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 Well, let's see. With that, with that roll, you make absolutely no connection. You absolutely make no connection right now between Rowan and the situation right now. You make no connection.
I hate you.
Look, I'll look later. I'll tell you if you like it. And tell you what you've gone out. If you pass, I'll tell you why up front.
Well, you told me before.
Yeah, you told him that you were setting him up.
No, not just I said something else. Is what I meant. Like there's another connection I was thinking of.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you I got a character and I'll trust you after the game?
No. Don't tell me now. Tell me after.
Enough, but yeah, it actually was a serious DC 15 for a reason. It had to do with Rowan, in case you're wondering. So yeah,
Okay.
hence why I said it instead of Mark. Sorry, Mark. I know it's usually
No, you're fine. You're fine. Let me see. What was I trying to do? Oh, right. So, Hoff, you are greeted at the door by this young, noble girl. She is... and she stands there kind of stroking the little dragon on her shoulder. And smiles at you and says, "So you're the hero who wanted to meet."
There's a slight pause, and yes, I am Hoff Bellows. I give her a small bow.
She curtsies and steps back from the door to invite you in. Are you interested in refreshments, Mr. Bellows?
Certainly. Thank you.
Surely. Gregor, bring refreshments! And she leads you to a small sitting room with a sweet little smile on her face.
Well, you both have a fiery personality. You're perfect.
As soon as she turns away from me, I just want to take a second to see if the dragon is real. I'm gonna attempt to just do a single little finger rub on the back of the dragon, see if it's physical.
Give me a sleight of hand roll if you're trying to do it unnoticed.
Yeah.
You miss the dragon and stroke her hair, and she turns around with sudden flames in her eyes and looks at you, and she says, "Now, I did not give you permission to do that. That was quite
clumsiness.
forward to you."
I was entranced by your creature there. Is my sincere apologies. I am clumsy occasionally, especially in such beauty such as yours.
Perhaps. Oh, well. Thank you. She seems to shift in her personality very quickly from angry to quite flattered. Now, the young lady before you is shorter than you, has kind of a bob cut that is perfect, perfectly styled, and she wears very fine clothing. She also is quite cross-eyed and buck-toothed, and she motions for you to sit down at one of the seats with a pleasant little smile on her face, and she sits down in a chair across from you. She crosses her legs in a way that she thinks is rather evocative, as she does, and places her hands on her knee with a broad smile.
I sit down, just like a normal sit, kind of crossing my feet, hooking my feet across each other, putting my thumbs together, and then laying my hands in each other. I guess that's the best way I can describe it without showing it. A
gentleman who has a mildly sour expression on his face, but carries himself with the perfect grace of a longtime servant, comes in and places a tray upon the center table with 2 glasses and a bottle of very costly wine, as well as several cheeses and bread and cured meats. She looks at him, watches him do this, and says, "You can go now, Gregor. Thank you." And he bows with, like, you can tell, Hoff, there are, like, fraying levels of patience on his face that he just kind of swallows as he bows and walks out of the room. She smiles and says, "Please have some," and then grabs a small plate and begins to pile absurd amounts of cheese and bread upon it.
I take a single slice of cheese and a single slice of bread.
She places that in her lap and begins feeding some of the cured meat to the dragon, and then eating some of it herself as well.
Well, the dragon's real.
So, you were a student at the academy, I hear.
Oh, yes, I am. One of the best students. I'm very, very talented. That's what the enchantress says.
What kind of abilities do you have?
Oh, many. I'm very skilled in all of the magical arts.
How about healing? Do you know anything about healing another?
Oh, no. I am an arcane magician. I don't dabble in those
My eyebrows are like slowly arching upwards.
The temples, they tend to require a matter of well, I don't brush elbows with the types that they handle.
Falling in love yet?
And conjuration. You seem very handy with it, seeing how you have a familiar so wondrous as that.
Oh, yes. Oh, Fratelli is lovely. He's my friend. He's not conjured familiar. No. We met, and he fell in love with me instantly. A lot of people do.
Fertility.
And he kind of, as she pets him, he kind of nuzzles her.
Okay. Can I tell if this is like an honest like nuzzlement? Is this like the kind of look you get when you're looking at a cat that is actually enjoying staying with the human?
Yeah, that's the sense that you get from the animal. Or it's not really an animal, it's a mythical creature, but it gives off it doesn't look very odd the way that it's doing that. It's not like faking it. So, Mr. Bellows, do you come from the plane of air like Celine does?
No, I am a little bit more local than that. Plane-wise, at least. I come from Ravenreach.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's very wondrous up there. Chill in the mountains and warmer by the beach.
It is cold, and I hear it's very dreary.
It can be.
I thought you were different, like her.
Adventurous?
From a far-off land. I thought you'd have tales to tell me about wondrous places.
I have tales of wondrous places aplenty. I've seen magics you could hardly believe. Ancient magics.
Oh, really?
Cultural magics.
Ancient magics, you say?
Survive the burning airship.
I've survived falling from wondrous heights. taking barely a hint of damage. I've never broken a bone in my body from falling.
Wow. That's impressive. Have you been on many adventures, then?
Oh yes, I've been all across the world. Seas, skies, islands, even to other realms. Little pockets of hidden space no one has been able to locate in centuries.
What spaces are those?
The spaces between spaces, of course.
Interesting. Well, you'll have to tell me all about them. She begins to eat some of the bread and cheese. She chews with her mouth open.
Come on, Hop, later.
She's not eating in a way that's like very refined.
Is it laid back or is it
No, she's very proper about it, okay? Like
properly improper?
yes, she's very like she picks her food up very properly, and she dabs the corners of her mouth when she needs to, like all the propriety. However, she never stops adding more. Like, she takes a little bite, and then takes another little bite, and then takes another little bite, and as soon as the food is out of her hand, as long as she's not talking, she picks up the next bit of food and keeps eating. And the entire time, like, between bites, it's like these very dainty little chopping sounds. It's not like she chews with her mouth wide open. It's just kind of like a constant.
A solid lip smacking. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
She doesn't notice that she's doing this at all.
Okay. I wasn't prepared for that. So, this Fratelli, how did you meet?
Oh, well, he came to my window. He saw me at a distance and in the moonlight, and thought that I was a very talented wizardess, and he came to me and said that he would want to be the familiar of someone as beautiful and powerful as I am.
Alright, so I'm gonna check and see how much I believe that, I guess.
Sure, you could go ahead and do that.
'Cause
You see, I am at the top of all of my classes at the university. I am the fastest study of magic. And I think it's because magic inherently runs in my family. I started out practicing magic at a very young age. When she's talking about meeting Fratelli, she is completely full of shit. And she is a huge braggart. She says, Fratelli was just so delighted to meet me. He said that he had so much to learn from me, because I was so quick at learning all of the ways of magic. Are you a magician? Do you practice wizardry?
I know a thing or two of spells and incantations.
Do you?
There. Yes.
Well, that will make you very useful.
Useful. Well, I have a very, very special spell that I could show off right now. I rub my hands together.
Wait.
Oh, God.
Wait. What is it?
It'll allow me to discern the nature of Fratelli here and his desires.
What is it? Are you trying to cast a Zone of Truth spell in my home?
Well, of course.
That's quite rude of you, don't you think? Rather presumptuous that you would think that, what, I would lie to you? Or that Fratelli would lie to you?
Presumptuous of you, madame.
I'm sorry, but no. You come into my home, I invite you in, and you ask questions about me, and then you want to cast Zone of Truth to make sure what? That I'm not lying to you?
Madame, you are so full of fury. Feisty. I like it.
I like this too, actually. You can actually see Rowan giving you a wink.
Well, A wizard's magic is fueled by her passions.
And tell me, what is it that you desire most, then?
Why, you, Hoff Bellows. Ever since I saw you sitting there talking to Celine the other day, another Agonasi, and such a handsome one at that, I thought, I should have him.
Sorry. I want to see if she was actually there. Because that seems like a.
I think you can make an intelligence roll on that one to see if you remember what Rowan told you.
Let's see.
Oh dear lord. She's a great.
She whispers. She stands up, petting her dragon, and walks over to you. You wish to cast Zone of Truth in my home, she says, standing over you and looking down at you. Well, I would like to show you what I can do first, if you don't mind. And
sure.
She leans down and whispers into your ear
This is gonna be something paralytic,
word
isn't it?
Yep, get ready to make a wisdom saving throw.
in Abyssal.
Oh
I forget, does Hot speak Abyssal?
no.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Joke's on you. I'm really good at that. Joke's on me. Fuck.
Joke's on you, you don't have a real mind shielding. Rowan's using it.
Yep.
Have fun with I think I know this.
I have a guess too.
Yep.
Because you hate Rowan more now.
You failed.
Yeah, I failed for sure. It's
Yeah.
11.
Do you have any advantage against being charmed?
Nope.
Great. She, after saying the word in Abyssal, you hear a slight voice in your mind say, "Good little Agonasi, now you are mine. I have so much fun things for us to do." And you see as this telepathic connection forms, the fairy dragon flit off of her shoulder in sudden shock, stare daggers at this girl, and then blink out of existence.
Oh.
Well, Rowan did warn you, it'd be complicated.
There's before Hoff's life just blinks away in front of him. There's a small little feeling of satisfaction knowing that he's done his job.
Oh yeah, your Celine will likely get her familiar back, but now you're Chelsea's familiar.
Oh yeah. Well,
for the next
that is funny.
Yep, this is really,
What
this is really
was
great.
this catch that?
Well, for the next 8 hours, you are her slave. Unless you take damage.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Now, how slave-like is this?
While the target is charmed, you have a telepathic link with it. As long as the
Gotcha.
two of you are on the same plane of existence, you can use
Okay.
this telepathic link to issue commands to the creature while you are conscious,
Gotcha.
which it does its best to obey. You can specify a simple and general course of action, such as attack that creature, run over there, or fetch that object. If the creature completes the order and doesn't receive further direction from you, it does what it needs to preserve its life to the best of its ability. You can use your action to take total and precise control of the target. Until the end of your next turn, the creature takes only the actions you choose, and doesn't do anything that you don't allow it to do. During this time, you can also cause the creature to use a reaction, but this requires you to use your own reaction as well. Each time the target takes damage, it makes a new wisdom saving throw against the spell. If the saving throw succeeds, the spell ends. At higher levels, when you cast the spell, blah 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 blah.
I got you, dude. Just banish yourself back to the plane of air. You're good.
If only.
The chat said hashtag free Hoff.
Pray for Orin again. Like he said, he teleported you us the first time. Maybe he can do it again.
Yeah.
You hear her say, in your mind, "Why don't you feed me some of that cheese?" And she lays across your lap with her hands behind her head and her legs hanging off the other side of the chair, smiling delightedly.
Am I able to say things?
Yeah, but you have to do what she says, okay? Unless she takes total and precise control of you, then you can't do anything that she doesn't tell you to do specifically.
Nazis are notoriously difficult. As I lift my feet off the table and grab the cheese with my boots, and then lift my boots up to her face with the cheese.
Not like
shut
that! She yells.
I drop the cheese and put my feet on the floor.
She takes precise control of you, stabilizing herself before she falls off of your lap from you putting your feet up and down so quickly. She kind of shifts around, and then she says, taking complete control of you, "Pick up the cheese like a gentleman and place it lovingly upon my lips. Thank you very much."
I do just that. I grab the cheese and lay it lovingly upon her lips.
And we will switch to the other characters.
Honestly, no. Let's stay with this. I've enjoyed this.
We don't want to see this Dom this.
As Hoff is now the personal puppet of a spoiled brat.
Well, no, this makes sense. Rowan has gained a new master, and so has Hoff. It's very poetic.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
Well,
You know how.
Oh, Keith, stop. In chat, Keith said there needs to be a channel points option called Save a Bro, where a random posse of frat guys bursts through the door and drags the dude to safety.
Bro, dude, are you alright? Oh man, that's totally a toxic situation for you, bro.
Okay, Hoff, I'm generous. You can make one more insight check. I'll say you unless it's pass, you can make one more insight check. DC 15 same. Okay. You can make one more insight check. DC 15. I'll say a lot is passive. You can probably make another one again.
Okay. Oh wow.
Let me know you roll it.
20.
You just did.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, you kind of, as you're currently succumbing to her every desire, you realize something that something that strikes you. Roland has been very, very eerily correct about everything that is going on. In under an hour, he was able to arrange a meeting with someone else who was well above him in terms of class or rank or anything like that. That just by knowing what to say, he knew where to go, and is able to predict to a good extent how the meeting would go. He also said the chance of the situation with the dragon, even though would not be just probably just cut and die, it could be like a game. Obviously, okay, and things were complicated. He's not nobility be in any way. You would know if he was. As far as you don't know. Mm-hmm. But he clearly knows. But clearly he's closer to. He has some personal experience potential to nobility. That's beyond like I've just met here and there, just done work. So he clearly has a much greater insider knowledge than you would think. And you get the feeling he's not telling you everything about that. Especially doubt that. You also recognize how he almost never uses his last name except for legal matters. So yeah, I'll say at this point you can recognize that. There's more Rowan than you think in that case. Hence the connection.
The last thought through my mind before Hoff just slips into his mind palace and tries to forget about what's going on. And whenever she's not controlling me completely, he is following her commands to the best of his order. But it's like a genie in a bottle. He's gonna be as horrible as he can, as often as he can.
On the bright side, Ring of Mind Shielding actually prevent you against this. She can't telepathically command you. So yes, that actually prevented it.
Yeah. Like I said, just banner yourself to another dimension real quick. It's okay. Wait, that's a fourth level spell. We don't have access to that.
Yeah, no.
If you could get to a roll and I had less restoration actually prepared, believe it or not, I could hear you.
I'm gonna ask real quick, Hoff, are you able to control Second's character at all?
Is he clicked down right now? No, I'm not at the moment.
Okay.
I have his character sheet up in D&D Beyond.
Okay, then
So
you
I
should
see
be able
everything he
to.
has.
You should be able to roll with it, right?
I can display things in the. Oh, can I?
Yeah. See if you can. Yeah, that just rolled.
Now, is it using my?
No, it's using his.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can take his actions for him.
Cool.
So let me go. I'm gonna. Why don't you go ahead and roll initiative for him? Click on his. Can you click on his token? You may not be able to. I'll add it.
Okay. I cannot click on his token, but.
But you
can
did roll
automatically
initiative,
enter.
right? So it's 22.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna switch the music. All right. Let's change the music.
Out of character, Hop. I don't know if I should be really happy, really sad what's going on. Like, I feel bad. This is very entertaining. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's very entertaining, but also.
Tell me about it.
You.
On the bright side, you got paid for it.
I guess.
So, you rush through the doorway, Taylor, and an arrow slams into the door frame of the door you just pushed through as you see what is happening up on the balcony above, and another shot comes your way as you stand there and strikes you for 5 piercing damage unless you have something you can do to avoid a 25.
Is it only melee attacks I can use my acrobatics? I think. As a reaction.
Is that a skill or ability?
Yeah, I have acrobatics as a skill.
No. I mean, I don't think there's a way to use acrobatics to get out of to avoid an attack.
Wasn't there that roll that you put in? It was like tumbling.
It's for those are for attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Never mind.
It is if you choose to move and you have acrobatics as a trained skill, you can attempt to avoid the attack of opportunity by using acrobatics.
Okay. It was. I read it a really long time ago. It was fuzzy on the details. Okay, I take that.
Okay. That's its second shot, and then second acts. What is second doing?
Right.
Taylor is standing in the doorway of the room.
Well, first, I will cast Scorching Ray. There is 4 of them, right?
Yes, you've Taylor's in the doorway of the other room. She kind of ran forward and burst through the door, and 2 shots fired as soon as she did. The first one hitting the door frame, the second one hitting her. So you are in the front room still looking at a pierced Taylor at the moment.
Well, I'm going to run in, and then if there's a place to take cover, I will start heading towards there. But as I enter, I'm going to look for all of the enemies and count how many there are.
There are 4 enemies, as you have said. There is a halfling that seems to be drawing some kind of a crossbow out from under his cloak with kind of fumbling rapid speed. And there's 2 thugs each one holding the foot of a gnome over this vat of glowing liquid. And there is an archer who has just loosed a couple of arrows at your friend.
All right. Well, I am going to cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level for 4 rays.
Okay.
All at the archer.
All at the archer. Understood.
4. I believe 3 of those will hit.
Okay, let's see. Scorching Ray, 25, 17, and 19. Yes, 3 hit, and deal a total of 6, 15, 25 damage to the archer. The archer takes all 4 shots of the Scorching Ray, and they slam into her, burning away cloak and skin and hair all at the same time as they hit, slamming into her. And she kind of takes a knee for a moment and has to stand up shakily, trying to steady herself. She still stands, but she is severely damaged by those attacks.
Is there a place to
This room is filled with...
to hide?
This room has a clearly open floor in the center, but then all along the walls are either tanks with pressure gauges or huge vats of glowing liquid in various colors. Some like red, purple, green, orange, just various different colors. Like each vat is a different glowing color.
Well, I'm going to hide behind either one of the vats or some other box.
As you do, the gnome that's kind of hanging over the edge of this metal balcony above shouts out, "No fire, you idiots! No fire!" Taylor?
I'm just gonna look at her, pull out my 2 scimitars. Let's boogie.
Are you going to run up the stairs and over to where this archer is?
I'm going to do that, but I'm going to cast Armor of Agathos first.
Of course you are. Why
Yes.
wouldn't you?
Because, there's 4 people around me.
Heck yeah, there are.
If I'm going down, they're taking 10 damage each hit, too. Alright. Let's see. And we're going to make a bonus action scimitar attack.
Alright.
And that's probably going to miss.
Against the archer, yes, that's going to miss. They block your scimitar with the shaft of their bow and kind of get out of the way. Alright. The 2 dudes that are carrying the gnome pull him up over the edge of this metal balcony and kind of toss him aside, and each one draws a longsword and comes forward towards you. They've got these grim looks on their face as they do.
But they don't throw him over the balcony, right?
No. They throw him back against the wall on the balcony. He's up behind. He's now up, kind of like back behind the halfling that's up there.
Okay. I was wondering if that's for a reason.
Yeah, he has not. They did not drop him. The longsword wielding thugs step up to you, Taylor, and one of them pushes the archer back behind them with a big hand and looks down at you and says, "Gonna be a bad day for you, girlie." Yeah, we're gonna beat the crap out of you if you don't get out of here. Bad choice. They each make 2 attacks with their longswords.
Listen here, chump. Nobody comes to Boston wrecks up the...
What's Boston?
14 to hit, Taylor.
Yes.
What's that?
Miss.
Okay. And then a 6, and then the other one rolls a 13 and a 7. So they walk right up to you, thinking that you're an easy target, and each make 2 attacks against you. Do they each take damage?
If they miss, no.
Okay. So they just completely miss. You're like dancing like a dervish around their blows.
What's a dervish?
It is a type of combatant, and we'll move on. Rowan, it is your action.
Rowan looks at them in general very annoyed. Yeah, you guys, for your own sake, get out of here. You realize this won't go well for you. And I'm gonna try to do this one dispel thematically to try and scare them off, sort of like make it, looking more impressive.
You're gonna give yourself a stand, and you're just gonna light up your whole area.
Not them. I'm trying to not get any of us, but just try and throw some them, make it look more impressive.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You're gonna definitely get the gnome, who's up there.
I can't avoid the gnome.
Nope, the gnome is glowing.
I'm trying to avoid everyone. I'm trying to only get there.
You can either avoid the gnome or you can avoid Taylor, but you can't avoid both.
Really?
Yes, because they're all bunched together. So,
the gnome.
Yeah. So you have Taylor, the 2 thugs, the archer right behind the thugs, and then the gnome and the halfling right behind the archer. So
I'll get the gnome then. But yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to warn them. This guy, this will not end well. And I speak it with conviction, hoping
Okay.
I'll give you a roll for that.
The archer fails her save 12. The halfling fails his save. The archer also fails, and the thugs succeed. One succeeds, and the other 16. Does that succeed?
What's that?
What's that?
What's the number?
16 on your dex save against your fairy fire. What is your DC on your fairy fire?
It would be 10 plus proficiency plus bonus. I believe my is correct.
That's correct.
Okay.
No,
okay.
It's 8 plus proficiency plus your
bonus. In that case, it's a 15. It passes barely.
Okay, passes barely. So, the 2 thugs succeed, and are not glowing, but the bard and the archer are. Any bonus actions, Rowan?
Let me check. I don't get any.
Okay.
I still don't get any bonus.
The halfling steps around the thugs to the side of you, Taylor. Slips around the thugs, steps to the side of you so that it's right next to you, between you and the wall, so that it is facing out towards the edge of the balcony, and casts Thunder Wave. I need a Constitution save.
From me too, or just?
Did you walk up there as well? If so,
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm in the back as usual. My spells are more,
Sure. So then, no, not from you.
Said Constitution.
Yeah.
Does it do deafness? Hold on, I gotta read the spell.
Yeah, I'll read the spell too. It's not pulling it up actually.
What spell is it?
It doesn't affect me.
It doesn't affect you?
Yeah, because I got the ear horn of hearing.
Well, I'm sorry. What did you have?
The
What is the horn? Can you read what the Horn of Hearing says?
It gives me immunity to the deafened condition.
Okay, you will not be deafened, but you still have to make a Constitution saving throw or be pushed.
I know. I was just seeing if it did deafen you if you failed.
No, you would not be deafened.
Okay.
Yours might be ringing, but blast.
All right, so you take 9 thunder damage and are pushed over the railing of this balcony and down into one of the vats below. Roll a d6.
Can I roll an acrobatics check to see if I land like a cat?
Yes, you can roll an acrobatic. If you roll an acrobatics check and succeed, you will be hanging off the edge of the balcony instead of falling into a vat of liquid. You succeed. Okay, you are hanging from the edge of the balcony by your fingers. Your scimitar, one of your scimitars, probably your packed scimitar, you'll have to let go of to grab the edge of the balcony. And it falls into the vat below you. And as it does...
Try to push off and do a backflip.
What's that?
Can I try it and push off with the scimitars in my hand and do like a backflip?
So instead of catching yourself, you want to know if, as you're pushed over the rail, you can kind of use your momentum to land down below?
Yes.
Sure, I'll let that happen. That's fine. You get pushed over the railing, and at the last second, you kick off the railing and do a backflip and land on your feet on the ground below instead of in one of the vats.
Okay.
Oh.
That is fine. I will allow that. But that uses your reaction, okay?
Yeah, that's completely fine.
Okay. And you still take the 9 damage from the thunder wave.
Yep.
The archer aims her longbow down at you, Taylor, knowing that you're probably going to run back up any moment, and the fact that Second has ducked and taken cover, and she fires 2 shots with her longbow at you.
Okay.
19 to hit with the first one.
Yep.
And 9 to hit with the second one. So you take 12 damage from the first attack.
Okay.
David in chat says you should have just fallen into the vat and become the Joker. You already have the green hair. What does Second do as this archer kind of steps up to the edge of the balcony and starts firing shots down?
Alright, Second is going to... on the archer, he's going to cast Toll of the Dead.
Okay. So that's a wisdom save on my part.
Yep, wisdom save, DC 16.
Do you have an attack roll? You have advantage to use attacks right now on the archer.
No, it's not an attack
It's
roll.
not an attack roll.
And it's like, do you have one?
She saves.
She saves?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She saves.
Gronk. Well,
Taylor, it is your action.
You know what? Screw you. I'm going to point up my scimitar up at the archer and cast darkness.
Nice. All right. That area is suddenly engulfed in magical darkness. Nice. All of your combatants are covered in darkness. One of the thugs says, "I can't see." Any bonus actions?
Wait. Yeah, I want to run up. Since I can see completely fine.
Right.
I want to run up to the halfling. Or no.
If you want to run back up, you're gonna. You can't. I'll have to say this. Based on where you've fallen, from the door to get to them was 30 feet, right? But based of where you're fallen, it's going to take you 2 move actions to get back to where they are.
I'm going to get under the stairs then.
Okay, that's fine.
That way I have at least some cover.
Yep, you got it. You still have. That's your movement. So if you don't have any bonus actions, then the veterans or the thugs are going to go.
Yep.
All right. The thugs are going to attempt to find their way out of the darkness to come stalk down and find you.
To the bot.
So, what's that?
I said, please fall into the pot on accident.
That doesn't say anything about them being. Well, they're technically blinded, right? So,
Yeah.
they make their way out to just the edge of the darkness in the direction that the stairs are, trying to find a. And you see as they come out from the darkness, they're like holding on to the rail with one hand and kind of guiding themselves out of the darkness and make their way to the top of the stairs. And as soon as they pop out of the darkness, they look around to find all of you, and they rush down the stairs towards the door. So they use their action to dash down the steps so that they can be right at the bottom of the stairs, facing off against Rowan, both you and Taylor.
Can I make a stealth check to see if they saw me under the stairs since I was kind of hiding?
You moved under the stairs to take cover. What is your stealth normally? What is your
+7
bonus? Okay. All right. We're going to use your passive stealth against their passive wisdom, which definitely beats it.
Okay, that's fair.
Rowan, these two thugs just rushed down the stairs in your direction. What are you doing?
Here's my question: are they actually high up on the stairs? Or are they under anything heavy?
No, they're at the bottom of the stairs now. They use their dash action to get to the bottom of the steps. But there's like tubing and vents up at the top of the ceiling.
Okay, honestly, good. I'm gonna cast. Okay, provided I won't hit Taylor, I'm gonna cast Shatter at the tubing and vents. Just break it and drop it down on top of them.
You're casting what? Shatter on the vents?
Yeah, just break it down and drop them all on top of the thugs. Just drop a giant, heavy part of the building on them.
Sure. I'll have them make a dexterity check or dexterity save and see how much damage they take. $18 for the first one. 18 for the second one. All right.
Damn, they're good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, they're lucky.
They're lucky. Yes. So I'll roll the damage of falling heavy objects that are falling 2 stories. So they're going to take half that each as it comes crashing down. And they are both still standing on their feet. So basically the way I see it is you cast Shatter up above, a ball of thunderous sound explodes against the ceiling, buckling it outward and breaking off pipes and venting. It comes falling down onto the stairs, crashing and clattering everywhere, making awful loud noises. Taylor, you are down underneath the stairs as this happens, and you just hear ringing and banging as this stuff hits the stairs above you. The thugs jump back against the wall, and the other one jumps forward a little bit off the stairs, and they get grazed with pieces of these falling objects, just enough to deal a little bit of damage to them as it does it. But you get the feeling that had either of them been hit by the full impact, they would now be lying prone under this debris. The halfling finds his way slowly out of the darkness, just on the edge of it. You know what? Actually, I don't think he does. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at that. The archer... Is the darkness centered on the archer? Because you have to... You center it on a person, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright. The archer, swearing and cursing, tries to move towards... Tries to move out of the darkness and notices that she can't find her way out of the darkness. She is going to fire in the direction of the... She's just going to hold her action so that she can set up a shot if the darkness falls.
Okay.
What is second doing?
Second is considering all of this, and then comes up with a thought. He's going to come out of his hiding spot. I'm guessing that he's fairly close to the two that were downstairs.
Sure. You're within 30 feet of them, I'll say.
Okay. He comes out, and then he casts Cause Fear at 2nd level, targeting both of them, and just says, "Suffer."
Ooh. Alright, so they have to make wisdom saves? Yes,
Yeah,
they do.
wisdom save 16. 16.
The first one succeeds. The second one also succeeds.
Damn,
Wow.
lucky rolls.
I am rolling ridiculously stupid high. They are just not smart enough to be scared. They just kind of like scratch their heads as you say that and look at each other confused and shrug.
Oh no.
Taylor?
Okay.
All right. You said they're at the bottom of the stairs. So are they a little bit forward, or are they on like next to the stairs?
They are next to the stairs, kind of in front of them. You can swing around from behind the stairs and attack them if you wish.
I was
But
going to go up towards the stairs, and Omaewa Shinderu, the archer.
you're gonna what?
Using Blink.
You're what?
I was going to see if I could sneak past the people, go up the stairs to the archer.
Well, if you sneak... Yeah, what the hell? If you sneak, that's going to be an action to sneak past them. But you can move past them, and they would get attacks of opportunity against you if you do. So... Trying to slink past somebody like that would take it would be a deliberate action. So it would take your action to do that.
You know what? I'll do that.
What's that? You're gonna slink, or are you gonna rush past them and just take the attacks?
Can I get to a certain part of the stairs so I can reach up and climb up and go into the darkness instead of going right up to the stairs? You know what I mean?
You're trying. Hold on. Say that again.
Instead of going right next to him, can I like get to a part of the stairs where I can pull myself up and climb up?
Sure. Yeah. That'll take. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. You kind of move to a part of the stairs where you can pull yourself up onto it. Give me a athletics check to pull yourself up. Because it's not acrobatics, because you're literally pulling your body weight. Ooh, look at that! Well, there it is!
Right when I'm trying to do BS.
Yeah, you pull yourself up onto the steps away from where they could reach you, and you run up to the darkened archer. Seeing through the gloom of your own spell with your devil's sight, you have a clear view of the archer who is aiming down at nothing in particular, just waiting for the spell to end.
You can also tell he's glowing since, he's still glowing.
Yeah, don't worry. Did it take my action to climb up?
No.
Okay.
It's a part of
Now,
your movement.
I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna bonus action curse her.
Okay.
And we're gonna walk up behind her. I'm gonna put both of my scimitars right behind her, between her neck.
You have advantage.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
As you do that, she tenses up, feeling the steel against her back.
Yep. Don't worry. We're gonna make 2 scimitar attacks as I try to cut her head off.
Do you have an extra attack? Do you have extra attack as one of your...
Yep.
Yeah.
I have Thirsting Blade.
Oh, you do. Okay, go ahead. Make your 2 attacks. Yeah, that's... That first one, those are just your 2 attacks there? Because the second one's a critical. You have advantage. That's just the first attack, right?
Yeah, I got both of them.
Oh, I see them. So you have a crit and a 20. Alright, So the crit is going to be max damage, plus 1 dice roll.
Okay.
So it's going to be max damage plus a, what is it,
1d6.
1d6?
So plus
Okay.
1.
Right, so what's your maximum damage with your Hexblade Curse and everything?
Let's see. 1d6 is 6 plus 4 is
10.
10 plus 1 because one of them.
So 11 plus 3 from the Hexblade's curse, right?
Yep.
So 10,
So
11.
15, right?
It would be 10 plus 3 plus 1, right?
Oh yeah.
So
14.
14. So 14 with the first strike, and then 10 with the second.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's 21 damage to the damn archer. She's still standing, but does not look good at all. She just kind of takes both of your blades to the back and cries out in pain, kind of lurching forward and grabbing onto the edge of the railing. Her bow still in her hand, but now leaning forward on the edge of the rail.
Mm-hmm. So I made like a big X pattern across her back.
Yep. The thugs lurch forward at Rowan and take swings at him. 15,
That's a
11,
miss.
20, and 23. They each make 2 attacks.
Okay, do you have to beat my AC or do you have to meet it?
Meet it.
Okay, the 20 and the 23 hits.
Okay. So you're going to take 12 and 9, respectively, from those 2 hits.
Okay, they hit hard.
Yes, they do. So they move forward. They're carrying their long swords in 2 hands, and they each step forward towards you, just kind of starting to hack at you as you stand there in front of them. It's your action, Rowan.
Okay, let's see. I am going to try and aim at one of the thugs at random. I guess I don't think it matters which one, since I can aim, I believe.
Sure.
I'm going to try and, I guess, double sharpshoot them.
Okay.
So -5 to the hit.
All right. Roll the hit.
I'm guessing neither hits.
The 16 hits. Dealing
Okay.
8 points of lightning damage to them. Plus 10, right? Oh,
Yes.
those are...
Shooting.
Those are-
-5, yeah.
Oh, those are -5? Okay, so then yes, both miss.
Yep, well, rolling...
It's hard to sharpshoot when they're right on top of you.
That's perfect true. Well, that ends my turn.
Okay. Let's see. Second, I need you to make a wisdom save.
Oh boy, wisdom save for second. Almost forgot who I was there for a second.
Yes. Haha, for a second.
Boom.
Oh my god.
Le boom.
Alright, you save. The halfling steps to the top of the stairs as his invisibility melts away, speaking an enchantment in the direction of Second, but Second's mind is too sharp to be overtaken by the spell.
Oh wait, the halfling can't be invincible. He's covered with fairy fire. He's not invisible at all.
Oh, you're right. He would have been glowing, right? He wouldn't have been invisible. You're correct. Okay, then he slipped out of the... he cast invisibility on himself, and you saw as you would have seen him slip out from under the darkness as he was glowing. I forgot he was under fairy fire. My fault. So he was standing at the top of the stairs glowing the whole time.
Don't worry about it. We'll say he wasted a spell slot. We don't mind.
That's fine. He wasted the spell slot, and Taylor was going after the archer anyway, right?
And do I notice this casting against me?
Oh, yeah.
If I saw him walk past me, I would have had attack of opportunity, wouldn't I have?
He walked up to that corner before your action. When I said that he does nothing while he's standing in the darkness, he actually cast invisibility on himself and walked out. So that would have happened before you rushed up there.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So technically, he would have had an attack of opportunity on you, which he didn't take.
Okay.
The archer is going to drop her, draw a short sword in her other hand and attempt to attack you in the darkness. So she'll have disadvantage to hit you, Taylor.
Mhm.
I rolled a 22 and a 20 with disadvantage. So she hits you for 7 piercing, but takes your damage from your... what's your... how
10.
much damage? 10? Okay.
As she strikes me, her sword starts to chill and runs up her arm.
Nice. She cries out in pain, but attempts to stab you again, missing the second time. And you hear her cry out, "Where are you, you little bitch?" She's not happy with you.
I would imagine.
Scrounging around in the dark. Second?
Second locks eyes with the halfling. And with that, he points a finger up at the halfling and says a word of damnation and casts Ray of Sickness. Which I would have advantage on, but
Yeah.
I think a 22 will hit.
Go ahead and roll.
Try and crit.
Just roll a second d20. Don't roll the spell all over again. Just roll a 2nd d20.
Yeah, make sure to crit fish. You gotta do it.
Yeah, you got to crit fish. All right, so it's going to be hit with the spell.
And that makes con save.
Okay. It succeeds on its con save.
So it takes half, I think.
So it'll take 10 damage, 10 poison damage.
Oh, actually, it takes the full damage, but it's
Okay.
not poisoned.
Okay. If it failed the con save, it would be poisoned for...
Yes,
A certain
until
amount
the
of
end
time.
of its next turn.
Okay.
Until my next turn.
Gotcha. You slam your ray of sickness up the stairway into the halfling, who suddenly looks a bit green around the gills, but fights off the urge to vomit. Taylor, you still have full view of your quarry in the darkness.
Yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna attack until she's dead.
All right, go ahead and make your attacks. The 24 will hit, and your second attack. That does not kill her. Just so you know. Yeah.
Another crit.
Yeah, that's another critical. Okay.
With a crit and the damage as well for that
Yeah.
extra dice.
Yes. So you she hits you with that one blow, and describe what you do to her as you slay the archer.
I just say, "You're gonna have a tough time finding me." I shove my scimitar straight through the front of her skull.
As you do, you shove your scimitar through her face and pull it out with a slash of crimson droplets, and her eyes kind of roll back and cross, and she stumbles backwards and falls over the edge, and you just watch as the globe of darkness, all of you watch as the globe of darkness kind of in slow motion falls over the edge of this balcony and down into a green glowing vat below. And as the archer falls into it, the glowing vat is enveloped in darkness, and all you hear is a plopping watery splorch as she enters the liquid. Just a plopping splash.
And I regain 9 hit points.
Nice. The darkness spell, is that a concentration spell?
Yeah. I'll relieve consciousness so everybody can watch her.
Okay. Yeah, she falls in, and as she does, the darkness falls away, and she lands in the green whatever that emerald glowing vat of liquid is.
And I'm going to go ahead, and since I have one more attack, and it's my bonus action, I'm going to go up to the halfling and slash him in the back.
Go ahead.
And he is still under fairy fire, correct?
He is. You still have advantage.
Okay, cool.
That's gonna hit. All right. Cool. Rowan?
Okay, seeing what's going on, I'm going to do mind. I'm going to essentially use my ability, let's see, of the magical tinkering as it is, in order to essentially create the same sort of shatter sound that dropped and essentially create a bit of them and see if I can fool these guys into trying to get out, jumping out of the way and such. Do you know what I mean? Or
No. What are you trying to do?
well, remember back, I'm going to try and essentially magical tinkering lets me copy certain sounds and such or odors. I'm going to nonverbal sounds. I'm going to try and use that essentially in order to make it sound like I cast shatter, so they'll jump out of the way. Like after my last time, parts of the ceiling came down on them.
Okay.
I'll either jump out of the way or jump and cover.
I'm gonna have you roll a I guess it would performance. I'm not.
I'd
sure.
say deception. It was deception last time I tried this.
All right. So deception. Go ahead and make a deception roll.
Right. I thought I'll try that out to see what happens.
Sure. I'll have them make insight checks. Yeah, you point up and have the noises up above happen again, and they just kind of glance up and see that there's nothing really up there to fall on them, and just look down at you and shrug in unison.
Naturally, of course, they can't just roll low once. Well, that's annoying.
The bard is going to cast Shatter right between you and Second, catching the two of you but avoiding his thugs. So I need Constitution saves from Rowan and Second.
Crap.
Well,
I'm not.
You're fine, Rowan. You take half damage, correct?
Yeah, I passed.
Okay, so you're going to take 7 damage from that, and Hoff, you are going to take 4.
4?
No, I'm sorry, you rolled a 4. 14. I'm sorry.
14, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Can you please stop rolling, Mark? I'm starting to hate it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. This is what a good DM does.
It is. I make things hard. The archer is dead. It's Second's action. Second, you've been blasted with shatter.
All right. Okay. How far away is the bard from me?
The bard is 30 feet away from you, or probably 20 feet away from you, past the thugs.
20 feet away from me, past the thugs.
Yes.
Is there a way I could go around the thugs, staying out of their range?
You can try and pull yourself up on the stairs the same way you watch Taylor do. You will have to make an athletics check to try and pull yourself up. If you fail, you still pull yourself up, but it takes an action. If you succeed, you pull yourself up as a part of your movement.
Is there a way to get below him?
Directly below him? Yeah, but
Yeah, directly below him.
yes, you can get directly below him, but there's the floor between you and him.
Is the floor between me and him, like a grate, or
Yeah,
is it wood?
it is. It is a metal grating.
Okay. I'm gonna go at an angle. Is there an angle between him and a vat?
Not like that. Not from there. You could get behind him and get that angle on him, but you certainly couldn't. You can't get below him and kind of put an angle on that. You're going to be looking directly up at him. You know what I'm saying?
A 45-degree angle. Okay.
No, because
Either way, I
he's
think
up
I'm gonna
against
stay with this.
he's up against that wall at the top of the stairs.
Okay. Yeah, I'll stick with this. Directly below him, I'm gonna go up and kind of just do a little jump and cast Thunder Wave at second level.
So okay, nice. All right, so he's gonna have to make a con save himself.
Yes. And there goes all my second level spell slots.
He succeeds at his save, so he's gonna take half the damage, and not get pushed as he kind of braces himself against the wall as the Thunderwave shatters upward, and you see that you like rock the entire stairwell, like the entire metal framing. It like shakes with the power of your spell. Taylor?
You know me.
Oh, you were standing right next to him, weren't you? You're gonna have to make a con save too.
Oh, sorry, Taylor.
Okay, you succeed, so you're just gonna take 9 damage, but you don't get pushed in any way.
Okay.
Oh man, I wish they both failed that spell. That would have been awesome. It's your action, Taylor. The bard, the halfling bard, he is still glowing.
Yeah, I'm gonna, slice and dice.
Yeah. Do what you do, man.
Bop, bop, bop. Oh, one too many times.
Yes.
Oh, no.
20 hits, 23 hits, 25 hits. So those are 3 hits against him. I will tell you right now that is going to take him out. Actually, why don't you roll the damage for the first one? That is 11. So 11 puts him down. You can reach the thugs down at the bottom of the steps to attack them.
All right. I'm going to go to the one that looks most hurt, which I don't know which one it is, and I will make the last 2 attacks again.
They are both equally hurt, I believe, as they have taken very little damage so far.
You've been lucky as hell.
Yes. So the other 2 attacks hit. Absolutely hit the one of them. So you get 7 damage on them, and how much more? What's the damage from the other attack?
Does the 15 hit?
It wouldn't be a 15. It would be the first number. You rolled 3 attacks, right? So it's 20, 22, and 25, right? The 15 is the 4th roll.
No, the 20 is a Constitution save.
Oh, you're right. No, the 15 does not hit. I'm sorry. For some reason, it looked that way.
That's what I thought too when I first saw
yeah,
it.
Yeah, I read it wrong the first time. I'm sorry. No, the 15 does not hit. So you hit them for 7 damage in the back.
Okay.
All right. Now that you are there, Taylor, one of the thugs turns around to face off against you, and the other one still stands facing Rowan, back to back, and they begin attacking the 2 of you. Taylor, you're going to take 2 longsword swipes from the first one. It's a 13 and a 16 to hit you.
Both miss.
All right. He continues to try and strike you, but these thugs are as slow and clumsy as the first time they tried to hit you, and you just whirl in your way, blocking their blows with their scimitars with ease. The second one, with his back to his buddy, starts taking more stabs at Rowan. 24 and 10.
24 hits, can't stop it.
Yep. The 24 slams against you for 10 points of damage with his powerful 2-handed blows raining down on top of you. But as he tries to make the second swipe, you are able to step out of the way of it. As again, these are not precise attacks. They are these heavy-handed kind of pounding blows. It is your action.
Okay, I have a question. Right now we are flanking him.
They are back to back, so technically no, because the person on the other side of him is his buddy. So it's Taylor, Thug, you.
Okay. In that case, let's see, what can I do again? Okay. I'm going to try and do... Okay. I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself, I think.
Okay.
I'm also going to try and see. Okay, for your own sake, surrender. Half your comrades have fallen, and you stand alone now. And there's even more of us now, as they all appear.
Nice. I will let you know what their reaction is on their action.
Suppose I can't roll intimidation or anything.
I'm gonna give them a wisdom roll to see what they decide. See how smart they are.
Determining illusions is actually an intelligence check. If
They're not trying to see through the illusion. They're trying to decide if I'm trying to see if they're smart enough to realize that they should run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Got it.
Second, it's your action.
All right. I am actually going to. Oh boy. Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold a Ray of Sickness.
Okay. Are you readying
I'm gonna
it?
hold a ray. I'm readying a Ray of Sickness. And the trigger is if they react badly or don't surrender, I will hit the nearest boy with that Ray of Sickness.
Okay. Taylor. This man just tried to hit you a couple times, standing looming over you.
That's all I'm saying. I don't think Taylor's going to agree to that.
This brutish thug just tried to whack you a couple times with a big sharp blade.
Yeah. Oof.
You make your attacks, and he blocks one. The second one hits his armor, and it pounds into his armor, but doesn't do any damage. And he just grins out at you. This big, kind of awful grin of malice. A couple of teeth are missing in his big, ugly mug. He, let's see, let's make an intelligence roll and see what they think. Oh, they're so stupid.
Oh, damn. Please tell me they can think of anything.
Your mirror images activate, and you attempt to intimidating them into surrendering, and I've been beating the piss out of one of you. I can beat the piss out of four of you. And the one facing Taylor makes 2 more attacks against her, as her blows did nothing against him.
Since he said that,
Sure.
I think that activates my thing.
It does. Which one are you attacking? The one in front of Rowan?
Attacking Taylor.
The one attacking Taylor? Okay. Go ahead. You did Ray of Sickness, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm clicking on the wrong spell.
You are.
Yep. There we go.
Okay, so it's a 13 to hit, so it is going to miss.
Yikes.
It flies past, Taylor, you watch for a moment as a glowing, pale green light flies between you and the other combatant, kind of splashing against the wall between you. And in that moment, the enemy takes the moment to strike. 18 to hit with the first attack and 21 to hit with the second.
Yeah.
All right, you're taking 8 and 4 damage from those strikes.
8 and 4. Cool.
Do you still have any of your armor up that he will take damage from?
I think it would have gone away by now because
as soon as you lose your temporary hit points, it's gone.
Yeah.
There's a way to set temporary hit points so you know which ones are temporary and which ones are permanent.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. All right. And then the one standing in front of Rowan takes a couple of swipes. The first one's going to hit you for 7. The second one is going to miss.
What's the first one's attack number?
21 to hit.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is that shield.
Okay, you cast shield. All right, that's going to block it. So you're not even going to have to roll for your mirror images.
No, I'm going to cast.
Okay.
I'm going to try and say it for looking it look like it catches sort of like bare hand or gloved hand or whatever.
Sure.
Can I make an intimidation roll for that, or?
Yeah, make an intimidation roll. He
Are you? And ultimately, just do this. Do you really want it? Are you sure about that?
he watches as your hand begins to glow with the shield spell, and you grab his blade, and you say those words, and his eyes kind of widen, and this gap tooth maw kind of opens in shock, watching as you grab the blade in the air. It's your action, Rowan.
Okay, let's see. At this point, okay, let's see. At this point, because, let's see, I'm trying to think about that. I think I apologize. At this point, there's one. But before I forget, we're not flanking them again, right?
Wait, you're not flanking. That's correct.
I'm guessing it's too much to hope to ask they're standing on anything metal, are they?
Swords.
They're
Actually, before I forget, am I still holding a sword, or did I let go?
yeah, you're holding the sword.
In that case, I'm just gonna. In that case, well, it's made of metal. I'm just gonna electrocute him directly.
Okay.
It's lightning. So yeah, how's that work actually? Do I can I sharpshoot or what? How's that work in this case?
You're shooting lightning down it.
I'm trying to make it go through his body since he's presumably wearing armor. So I was gonna try to electrocute him down the whole way. That's DM Fiat, unfortunately. I'm not gonna deny it. How's this work?
Just roll the attack roll as normal, and I'll give you advantage, and we'll play it that way.
Let's see. Did it go through?
Yes, 26 to hit, dealing 10 damage.
Well, I get 2 attacks. I forget. I get 2 attacks. So.
Yes. So the 26 hits. The 13 does not. So when you use the lightning launcher the first time, that hits for 10 damage. And as he shakes with the electricity,
an extra 5 happens too.
Yeah. As he shakes with the lightning of your attack, you're forced to kind of let go of the blade, and the second strike misses as he is seizing and jittering from the electricity.
And then he gets the aftershock. Shock. And he gets the aftershock. Coincidentally, as I snap my fingers during it, make it sound like I did it the second time.
Yeah.
I'm going for the performance.
Of course you are. Second, what is Second doing in this moment?
Second is preparing to launch a barrage of cantrips. He's going to cost. You know what? Because I don't think I've ever seen Second use this one. Infestation!
Nice.
But you're right, he hasn't ever used it.
Which one? The one fighting Taylor or the one fighting Rowan?
I'm going to try for the one fighting Taylor.
Okay. And they have to make a save?
Yep.
Yes, a Constitution save.
Oh, crap.
It fails.
You're joking.
5 poison damage.
Okay, Mark, are you joking?
No, he rolled 1 below
Finally.
the DC. Well, there's your one failure on my part, boys.
Yay.
Yay!
Go back to succeeding after that. Is there a secondary effect from infestation?
It's going to move west 5 feet.
West? Under its forced movement, right? So it moves out it moves into the room towards Second 5 feet.
Yep, movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yeah, okay, so Second, he starts rushing towards you, trying to get this infestation of bugs off him, slapping himself as he does.
Okay.
Taylor?
Cool.
You can now step forward and be flanking against the one between you and Rowan, or you can go after the one that just moved away from you.
Well, if you move 5 feet, you could stand in
true.
between them and flank both.
Yes, that is absolutely true. You can do that.
Well, I don't think I'll be in flanking if I do that though.
Yeah, if you step 5 feet forward, because the creature had to move 5 feet to the west, so he moved 5 feet towards second. So if you step forward, the one, that one will be in between you and second, and the one in front of you will be in between you and Rowan. So you will be
I'll just go
flanking.
for the one I can flank.
Okay. You can. That's what I'm saying. You can flank both of them at this point.
I'll
One.
go after whichever one is more hurt then.
Okay, that's fine.
Looks more hurt to me.
That is
Rowan's
the one
more
in
hurt.
between you and Rowan. Would be the one that's more hurt.
Okay, I'll go for that one.
And he's been beating on Rowan this whole time.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are 3 successful blows against your target. Go ahead and make your damage rolls. 9, 15, 25. He is still standing, but not by much. You make 3 precise strikes into the back of the enemy facing Rowan, who just finished being just burned by lightning damage. His hair is standing on end, and there's like smoke and just kind of a dark liquid falling, like draining out of his ears, and you slash him with these blows to the back.
Okay.
In response, he takes the disengage action and runs out the door through the front end of the alchemist shop, hopping over the counter, letting his sword clatter to the ground as he runs, and just heads for the front door. The other one that's between you and second looks back and forth between the two of you, just trying to wipe away this infestation of magical creatures, and he looks as his buddy runs, and he just drops his sword and says, "All right, just don't hurt me like you did him." And he drops his sword and puts his hands up and looks at all 3 of you. Just doing my job. Just doing my job.
Alright, hands behind your back. I don't want to manicure.
Alright, he puts his hands behind his back, and as you begin to manacle him, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see what's happening with Mr. Hoff-Bellows.
Oh,
Honestly, let's be honest. That's what we all want to see. We're not interested in this fight. We're interested in Hoff.
We'll be right back.
Alright, well, I've realized
Hoff, you have spent the last 20 minutes or so feeding your new host cheese.
What kind of cheese is it?
Oh, it's very, very, very expensive cheese.
Pepper jack.
Like, is it like some Gouda cheese?
Oh no, it's like Gruyere and Brie.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Those are good.
They're good cheeses.
Some fine hard Parmesan.
Like a solid block of Parmesan.
Yeah, like a wedge of
Bruh.
it. Like a wedge. Of it.
Eat it as a block.
That's
God.
not-
I've had Parmesan. I've had Parmesan as a block. It's really good, but no, shave it.
Okay. Go on.
She gets up and takes you by the hand and says, "Stand.
When I stand up.
Let's make ourselves more comfortable, shall we?" And she walks you out of the parlor, and as she walks you out of the parlor, the front into the hall, the front door of the building slams open, and Tektite steps into the room, ducking his head in, and he looks right at you. "Friend Hoff, are you busy?"
If there is a way for emotion to escape, my eyes exclaim fear.
Guess.
"You look upset. I ran into your friend Celine in the streets. She said there was a dragon here. Where is the dragon?"
Just in time for it to disappear.
The woman who is holding your hand looks at Tektite with wide eyes, just kind of staring up at him, like what the hell just burst into my house? Is the look on her face. She turns towards you and says, "Hoff, darling, why is there a suit of armor crashing my home?"
Because he wants to kill your familiar.
How typical.
Rather, he wants your dragon.
She turns to Tektite. "The dragon is not here anymore. He left. Hoff is better." "Okay." Tektite turns around. "Where did the dragon go?" "Hoff, where do you think the dragon went?" And she kind of, like, taps her lips with her finger as if she's pondering. "Why don't you tell him where you think it went?"
You couldn't lie.
It probably went back to its native plane of existence.
Are you being honest, my dear? You should be honest.
It will have returned to its rightful owner.
I was its rightful owner. What does that mean?
You are its rightful owner.
Of course I am.
Then it should be here with you.
No, it wouldn't come. I mean to say, well, is it here or isn't it here? I can't sense a dragon.
Darling, where did our dragon go?
Get out of my house, she says to Tektite. Go, leave. Not until you tell me where the dragon is. She and so she attempts to cast a spell at Tektite. Would you care to pull up Tektite's character sheet, someone, and roll for him?
Got it.
I'll
What kind of roll? Charisma saving throw?
I will tell you.
Or you can roll d20 plus 3. Plus. So d20 plus 6.
Depending on what he wants us to.
We don't know what he wants to roll yet.
Yeah.
If it's a charisma save, it won't be that great. We'll see.
Well, I have to see what spell I'm going to cast, because I most certainly. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
Oof.
Either one's not good.
Nope.
Let's take the 5. Be really honest. It was first.
He's gonna take 42 cold damage.
Well,
2 cold damage? He's alive.
he's at 7 HP, just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
So she pushes her hand up and casts Cone of Cold at Tektite, freezing the entire front entrance of her home and blasting him out the door as he kind of coats over in ice and falls back a step. Go away. Come, Hoff, my dear. As this happens, Tektite looks at Hoff and says, "Why are you with this person, Hoff? And where is the dragon?" And he steps up to you and grabs you and shakes you, and she tugs at you. It is enough for a single point of bludgeoning damage to happen, and you may make your wisdom save to try to break free of her spell. Oh! And you come out of the domination, coming to your senses as
Take 1 damage.
Tektite pulls you in one direction and she pulls you in the other, doing just enough to kind of cause the spell to break.
Immediately, as soon as this happens, my eyes fly open and my eyebrows just crinkle into an extreme face of rage. She, witch, bad.
Roll initiative.
I'm really happy you didn't fail that save too. That would have been bad, actually.
No, that was perfect. Roll initiative for Tektite as well. And I think we need the battle music back, apparently, because this is way too mellow for what's happening.
I'll leave. Same initiative.
Sorry. I think a 13.
I'll leave you for Tektite.
Yes.
I'll leave you to control everything.
Okay, in that case, we'll say the 18 then, I suppose.
I rolled an 18 too, so
Well, you roll a 13. Let's try.
no. For Tektite, when I rolled for Tektite.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm Tektite everyone today.
You are Tektite.
So
I am Tektite.
I am Spartacus.
I can't possibly get my voice as low as Rick's. He just has that tone to his voice.
Nope.
I don't think any of us can.
Tektite.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Speaking of which, Michael Keaton's going to be Batman again, apparently.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
In what?
The rumor is that Michael Keaton's going to be Batman again.
Awesome.
Tell me about it. He's the best Batman.
What is the role for Tektite's initiative? 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided I'm rolling for Tektite.
Okay. He has taken the damage he has taken. He is at 7 hit points. And it is his ability to act first as Hoff warns him that she is evil.
I think at this point, Tektite might cast Cure Wounds on himself, trying to heal himself because he knows he's nearly dead after one thing.
I think he would do that as well.
As a second level spell, I'd say.
Okay, go for it.
Did it cast?
It did. You heal 11 points of healing at second level.
I can't access Tektite's character sheet for that since someone's got to
Just
keep.
bring
He's
up
at
the
18.
calculator.
He's at 18.
Okay,
Yeah, just bring
that's
up
fine.
the calculator and write it
Okay,
down
he has one second level spell left. Oh crap, I just realized. He used his dragon's ability once today, didn't he? So he's down on first level spell slot.
He did.
So he's down, so he has one he has used one spell of each category, keeping
Okay.
track.
Hoff, your action.
Okay, the very first thing I'm going to do is yell out to anybody in the house. Actually, that's a bad idea. I'm going to cast Command.
On her?
Yep.
Okay. That is a wisdom save, or is it a... What is that?
Yes,
it is wisdom.
a wisdom save. Wisdom save 15.
She fails.
What
is your
I
command?
say, halt.
Okay.
And then I walk up next to her, like right in front of her.
Alright, any bonus actions?
That's it. No.
Okay. She stands there, kind of wide-eyed, but doesn't do anything. She just stays right where she is. It's Tektite's.
I'm going.
Oh,
Can I do a conversation in these 6 seconds?
You can.
You know, I was down to actually get to know you better, but I think this is a little bit too much. Too clingy. I'm sorry.
Ooh. Tektite? What does Tektite do?
I think Tektite would cast Hunter's Mark as a bonus action at this point.
Yes.
Okay, I do not know if I cast.
What's that? You cut out.
Okay, I think it's automatic. I think success.
Oh yeah,
So,
Hunter's
yeah,
Mark doesn't get anything. It just happens.
Yeah, I think you have to hit.
Yeah, once you hit, it'll deal an extra d6 of damage on every melee attack, or on
Okay.
every attack.
Okay, Tektite I think would attack twice his point with his scimitar, I suppose.
He would. He also has an ability called Planar Strike, I think, that he can use once per turn. Take a look at that.
As a bonus action, no, I can't. I use Hunter's Mark. I can't use it this turn.
You did. Okay, fine. Make 2 melee attacks against her. Where is the dragon?
10 and 19. I'm guessing the 19 hits, but the 10
The
doesn't.
19 hits, the 10 does not. Dealing 11 plus a d6 slashing damage to her.
There we go.
Hey, 17.
Jesus. Tektite just plows into her with his scimitar, and she is not wearing any armor at all. He just cuts down this this young girl. She is not a teenager. She's in her early 20s, unlike what you were describing her as. But the blow, he just marches up to this young girl and slams his scimitar into her, and demands to know where the dragon is.
Hoff, your choice of mate is not wise.
It wasn't really a choice.
Yes, it was. You chose to came here. You need to take responsibility.
I came here looking for the same dragon you were.
You're not lying. You said yourself you were here for marriage.
It is your action, Hoff.
Free action facepalm.
I see. That is often what a husband does with his wife.
Oh, Tektite.
Bonus action healing word at 3rd level for Tektite.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
And there. Yep.
That's
Spanker with your
15 points of healing for Tektite. Holy
For the
cow.
record, Tektite's at 33 currently.
He's good.
Whew, good.
It's your action. And your action?
Yeah, I've got an action. Toll the Dead. Wisdom save.
All right. She rolls a 13, so she takes the 12 damage.
Oh.
She is going to Misty Step to the top of the stairs on her turn. Actually, yeah, she'll Misty Step to the top of the stairs. And she will look down at you and say, "This is not how I wanted our night to go." And she's going to cast Firebolt on you.
Alright.
So it's going to be a spell attack. Okay, so it's that. She's going to critical against you with the Firebolt Hoff.
It's Mark. He's been doing it all day.
You are going to take 4d10 damage.
Okay, I can take that.
It's a crit. She's not that high level like this.
Yeah, it's a crit. 22 damage. Fire damage to you, Hoff. And then she is going to use her move to run into her bedroom and slam the door behind her. And as she's running, she yells to Tektite, "The dragon's back with its stupid friend Celine. That's where it is. Go hunt her down." And she slams the door to her bedroom behind her.
Oh, why did you say so earlier? Thank you.
What do you even incite that?
So, friend Hoff, shall we hunt the dragon?
Well, to be honest, it's not really a dragon. It's more of a fey creature.
But it is a dragon.
Fairy dragons are, in fact, dragons. Ah.
But I detected a dragon. She said there was a dragon. We must investigate.
Okay. Well, let's ask around then.
Indeed, indeed, we must find the dragon. Also, Hoff, your mate is very wise. She knows that you love fire.
I look down at my, burning back. Or chest. I don't know where she struck me, but... Yeah, thanks.
You do not thank me. I am not the one who recognized your love.
Do you guys leave the house?
Tektite does. He has dragons to catch.
Okay.
Before that happens, I'm going to find a butler.
Alright. Tektite leaves on his action to go find Celine with the dragon by himself. And Hoff, you go into the crowd. or into the house to look for the butler. You move further into the house, and there is kind of a dining room off of the hall, and you see the butler kind of cowering in the corner as he hears what's been going on in the house. He has a metal tray in his hands, kind of self-protectively.
Butler, it's all right to come out now, I think. The child has finished her tantrum, and we're a little hurt. She's a little hurt. But I think you should definitely not be their butler anymore.
He kind of nods a little bit. You should go. You should go. I might go as well.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Let's go.
And you leave, and he is trying very hard to convince himself to leave the house behind you.
Okay.
Tektite is stalking the street, going back in the direction that he had come from. You can see him. The butler runs out of the house. The door to the house is wide open behind him as he leaves, kind of wide-eyed and rushing out.
Okay. Well, butler, I think...
Oh, he's running. He's not standing there. He like rushes out of the house wide-eyed and runs in the opposite direction of Tektite.
Okay.
So you're left standing there, either in the house or at the top of the front stairs, while Tektite marches down the street in the direction that he must have come from, considering he said he had just spoken to Celine.
Yep. Okay. Okie.
What do you do?
I would like to... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna send a message. It's me sending.
Okay. To using the sending spell?
Yes, the spell sending.
Okay. And where are you sending it? To whom?
To Celine.
Okay. And what do you say to her?
Celine. Hoff here. Hey, it's Uku here. Celine, Hoff here. I think your dragon has returned to you.
You have 25 words.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I'm
less.
holding in my hand. I'm trying to look for a name. Chelsea took control of me and lost control of the dragon. She be mad. Message end.
You receive a message back, as the spell allows you to do. Hoff, I'm terribly sorry to have put you in that mess. It was the only way I could get Fratelli back safely. Good luck.
Alright.
As you're standing
moment,
there
please.
at the top of the front stoop to her home, casting sending, you hear a window above you suddenly pop open from upstairs. And Chelsea's head pops out of the window and she shouts, "I didn't like you anyway! And she starts hurling objects at you from her window.
Do they hit?
No, they're just like crashing around him.
Alright. Well,
It's
I'm gonna run.
nothing.
then.
It's nothing of value. Like she throws like a vase out the window at you, and I got these flowers so you could give them to me, and she throws them down on the stairs at you.
Well, while this is happening, while she's throwing her tantrum, I'm going to start running back to the ship.
You mean tech type to stalk Celine and kill the dragon, and actually probably don't mind that much anymore, do you?
Yeah, no.
It's as Rowan said, these things can be complicated. You should be more careful.
Yep.
And as you're running, you hear her yelling down the street. And this mirror I got for you to gift me is tacky. And she throws it out the window in your direction.
And then gifting gifts to herself for me to give to her. That's okay.
Honestly, that's pretty sweet. She didn't make you spend your own money.
Yeah.
I didn't
church's
like
money.
you anyway.
Alright.
And you run back in the direction of the ship.
Alright.
In the meantime, Taylor, Rowan, and Second have one captive goon and one unconscious gnome and another gnome kind of just slowly getting up from the place he was tossed on the balcony and trying to dust himself off.
And Mark, I'm going to, sorry to interrupt you, but I am going to have to go now.
Oh,
This is
all right, Hoff.
I have like 4 hours to sleep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
It
And
was my
thanks,
pleasure to play with you all.
and thank you very much for this. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for not being mad about setting you up with a pyromaniac.
All right. Well, why don't we wrap up what's
you
happening
guys-
with these two, and we'll
Yeah.
see how the night goes out. But yeah, thank you very much for playing with us.
It was my pleasure. And for all of you out there, Hoff bellows out.
Hoff does bellow
Healer
out.
of Orden.
I hope to see you in Arc, Hoff. Hope to see you in Arc.
I hope to see you there as well.
Thank you.
See you around.
Agreed.
In any event, the two of you and Second are standing over this prisoner, and the gnome is kind of standing up slowly and brushing himself off.
Okay. I'm going to go up to the bard and search for any papers, coins, anything that might lead me to. Well, of course, I'm searching for money, but
Absolutely.
anything that might lead to who sent these guys.
I'm gonna go to the other gnome who's waking up and say, "Yeah, let's start." And say, "Sir, are you right? You kind of you suffered quite a bit of damage here."
He looks down at himself and kind of brushing himself off. Yes, I'm all right. Thank you for saving me, and I'm so glad you stopped shooting fire around. We all could have exploded.
I wasn't shooting any fire.
Oh no. Your friend there.
Well, it could have been worse. Hoff could have been here.
I don't know what a Hoff is.
Pyromaniac cleric.
I see. Well, yes, I'm glad he wasn't here then. That's good.
Indeed. So what's happening? This door is fairly prominent. Why is it being shaken down?
Oh, well, you see, that there, he points to the bard. That is well, That's lucky Lil Tall Fellow. But I guess he wasn't so lucky tonight. They're trying to muscle in on Grover.
Okay, I can go roll history, see if I know who that is.
Sure.
Up to you, how much I know.
You know that the Tall Fellows are a prominent gang that has reach all over Oregon.
Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Is it safe for you here? I mean, or do you think they'll try again, or do you think this will be it?
Oh, I think you taught them a lesson. They don't have that much clout in the city, and I think hopefully you scared them off.
Happy to hear that.
I hope.
I
Besides, I have enough money that I can hire some guards to watch the place from now on.
That's all. That's very good. And I do apologize. Your shop did suffer a little damage. Looks up at the ceiling.
Yeah, he looks up. Well, you saved our lives, so I can't really be too mad. Now, what are you doing here? He kind of looks you up and down. You, goggles. Some kind of lightning shooting before. You must work with Avernicus.
That's correct. I'm his apprentice.
Ah, excellent. You're here to pick up the shipment, then.
Yeah, I understand it might be damaged though in the circumstances.
He walks down the stairs over to the gnome that is and sees the gnome for the first time, who's unconscious in the front of the store. Oh my gosh, Billy! And he runs over and tries to wake the other gnome.
I said, let me do that.
Oh, can you heal him? Okay. The bruise that was purpling on the side of the gnome's head starts to heal, and he slowly has his eyes flutter open. Oh boy, that was a hit and a half. Good Lord, what hit my head? I must have fallen off a step stool or something. No, Billy, you didn't fall from a step stool. You got hit by some thugs. Oh. Well, you're not one of them, are you? He says, looking up at you, Rowan.
I point to my goggles. Probably not. Thugs. I point to the goggles. Thugs don't usually have this sort of give this stuff.
Yeah. He slowly stands up. In the meantime, Taylor, you search the bard, and I'm having a lot of trouble with words today. Did you give me a roll for that? Give me an investigation roll.
Oh, cool. I'm great at these. Let's do it.
Yeah, you could do it.
Got it. Let's go.
Good enough for me.
Yeah.
You find a fine leather pouch on him, and you also find a fine leather pouch, and you find a die. You find some dice, like gaming dice, but they're loaded. They're heavier on one side. The pouch contains some gems and silver and copper.
I'm gonna pocket that.
Yep.
Do I find any letters or anything on him that might lead me to?
No, he doesn't have any letters or anything on him. He is nicely dressed, though. It's kind of a pity that you... What's that?
Does he have a cool hat?
He definitely has a cool hat.
I'm wearing that hat.
Heck yeah. You have a nice wide-brimmed hat with a peacock feather in it.
Yes.
And you come back down the stairs to where Rowan and Second are looking over the gnomes. the gnomes gather up. The gnomes get themselves up and they lead you to the back of the warehouse where all these glowing vats are. And as you walk by the vat that the archer had fallen into, you just kind of see her bony figure, just the bones of the archer floating in the tank.
Taylor will just go.
I guess is that bad?
The gnome looks over. That stuff will eat through anything.
Oh, it's acid. Fun.
Yeah, we sell a lot of acid flasks to the Navy.
Of course.
And
so,
what?
I said naturally.
Mm-hmm. They lead you to the back, and there is a long push cart, like a big long push cart with, actually, it's probably a horse-drawn cart. It's large, and two huge metal cylinders sit on the back of the cart. Well, this is the stuff.
Hold on. I'm not gonna lie. I did save your lives, but do you happen to have as just a payment as a healing potion? Because look at me, because I kind of have like 3 arrows or 4 arrows sticking out to me right now, and they kind of hurt.
Rowan looks at you. I'm doing worse than you are right now.
They look both of you over. Oh, wow. You guys are looking pretty rough. And you healed my brother, so all right, I guess. And we'll throw these in on the house. And he kind of motions for Billy to go back into the main room. Actually, Billy runs into the warehouse, and there's a big vat of red, kind of sparkling liquid. And he runs over and he grabs. There's like containers all like next to these vats, and he just fills a couple of containers, big containers, and runs them back over to the two of you. Here you go. These will help.
Thank you very much, and I'll drink one.
Thank you, and I'll drink the other.
They're potions of superior healing.
Oh,
so what's that roll?
It is 84 plus 8. Wait, it might be higher than that. They're not actually superior healing potions. They're just like so big. Like they're these big containers. So if you drink all of them, it's equivalent to the healing of a superior healing potion. It's 84. It's 84 plus 8. 84 plus 8.
Can I take drink a quarter of it at a time, or?
If you drink half, you can get 44 plus 4. Each one counts as 2 potions of greater healing. So.
Okay, I'll drink half of that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll drink a little bit, pull out an arrow, I'll pull out an arrow, drink a little bit, pull out an arrow, drink a little bit.
That's hilarious.
Okay, I can live with that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'll hand them back to the flask.
You guys earned it.
I hope so.
Okay, I put the flask away, I guess, and I still have half of it left.
It really was kind of you to intervene on our behalf. You didn't have to do that.
Well, we got the shipment to bring back to the captain, and if we don't bring back the shipment, we get our asses whipped. So, I'd rather not get my ass whipped more than a few thuds.
Really, Captain Sawyer is that hard on her crew? I didn't realize.
Nah, it's more like like whipping when you're talking to someone. You know what I mean?
Ah, she gives you the old tongue lashing.
Yeah, it's not like a real whip.
Oh, well, that's good. I had heard good things about Captain Sawyer. I would hate to think badly on her.
No. She's a great captain.
Well, you guys get this stuff back. Vernigus was pretty serious about getting it as quickly as he could.
Yep, well, I got on the carriage, I guess. Come on, Taylor. Come on, second. Let's get back.
And as we're walking out, see what the little negotiating gets you, Rowan. Come on.
I know. Rowan's responseless. I'm tired. I need to fix my armor. I just want to go. Okay. At this point, I'm just finally fine getting a little bit of sleep.
You guys head back to the ship with the canisters. It takes you a little while to get back from this part of the city to the other side, but because it's so late, there's not as many people trying to get across the bridges as normally.
So Taylor, what do you make of the window falls and trying to muzzle in here? Does that mean anything to you?
The what? I didn't quite understand you.
The window falls trying to muzzle in here. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, not really.
You guys get back to the ship, and Rowan or Avernicus is there, excitedly awaiting these canisters that you bring on board, and unloading them. The canisters themselves are feel quite heavy, but also feel as though they might be hollow and empty inside. He unloads the 2 canisters and runs over to a pair of tubes that he has lowered down from the canvas of the balloon, and he attaches that to the canisters, and the balloon slowly begins to fill with the gases from inside of these canisters.
Oh, that's cool.
Well,
we should be able to take off in the morning.
I'm very happy to hear that.
It's about time we get underway. The captain has decided that we're headed to Coriol Forest. I know that some of you have expressed the need to go to Ironstone Hall. In fact, when she informed Tektite that we would be going to Coriol first, he stormed off the ship.
Rowan looked confused. Doesn't Tektite regard her as a captain?
He does, but apparently he said that he has other things that supersede his dedication to the ship, and he broke his contract with her.
I guess he must have found evidence of a dragon, as I can guess.
I don't know, but we're gonna miss him. I think I am. I wanted the opportunity to really study him, but he said he's his own. He can make his own choices now. I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Good for him, in a way.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure Tektite being on his own is a good thing.
Well, he's got to learn. He's got to grow up somehow.
Honestly, based on how I saw him, he'll probably end up. Eventually, he's going to barge into some. He's going to poke his nose into a badger's nest eventually, and then he'll find out what happens.
You might be right, but for now, we have places to go and important things to do. Might as well get some rest, lads. Get that cart back and get back. And, you could probably take the cart back in the morning. And then we'll be off. Setting sail in the skies once more. And he kind of looks wistfully up at the stars. I can't wait to be in the air again.
Alright, and if you don't mind me, I'm going to take a nap, because there was quite a few thugs at that place where we went to. We saved their asses, but you know.
Thugs? What do you mean thugs? What happened?
Apparently Lucky Windtail and as you try to muscle in on the area. Does that mean anything to you?
It just means that the poor merchants around here are in for some trouble, it looks like.
Well, if they they must be new to Grill Pair. If they've been here before, they would know they don't need to do this thug routine. Just pay money to people and they'll get in just fine.
Wow. This is going to take me a little while. You can hang out here with me and watch the balloon fill, or you could head off to bed, Rowan. Either way's fine.
I'm going for a nap.
Rowan looks at his injuries and his imageries. Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap.
Okay. The next morning, you guys return to the cart, and as you get back, there's a hustle and bustle aboard the deck of the Daring Grace. People are preparing things, and Taylor, as you rush up the gangplank, Franklin, Mr. Reed, the top master of the tops, calls you up and tells you to get your lazy ass up on the balloon, which isn't indicative of you necessarily as much as it's what he calls everybody who works under him.
Yeah.
Rowan, as you board the ship, as you're going up the gangplank, somebody bumps into you coming down it. Just looks like another dock worker with a bandana tied around their head and kind of tall, thin looking, with just kind of bumps into you by accident and apologizes, but keeps their eyes down and walks down off the gangplank of the ship to go grab another box.
Something wrong, friend?
He looks up at you and says, "No, just signed on with the crew, and I'm a bit afraid of heights."
Ah, what's your name?
You can call me Silvis.
Roland nods. Roland Silvis, welcome aboard.
He smiles slightly. Thank you. Everything gets loaded on board the ship, Avernicus watching, and this time as cranes lift supplies down into the lower decks, nothing falls, no Tektite awakens. Hoff is down below somewhere, probably preparing his sickbay for whatever comes next, and each of you get to work. Avernicus calls you over to help make sure that everything up on the pilot deck is set to read the gauges down below in the engine, and he begins showing you what each one is. The captain comes up from her quarters, and you hear the dwarven bosun yell out, "Officer on deck!" And everybody kind of stops and salutes, and she walks up with a confident smile on her face, looking out over the waters, and says, "Today we fly. Are you all prepared?" And there's a resounding hurrah from the crew, and an aye aye from all. The gangplank is pulled up, and the ship sets sail out of the harbor of Grovair, and eventually lifts off the water and rises into the sky. And Rowan, as it begins to rise, you notice that that crew member you bumped into is down on the docks, not on the ship, watching up at the ship with a hand over their eyes. Mm-hmm. And as we watch the Daring Grace sail off into the sky, the delayed blast fireball goes off on the deck.
Off.
And the hydrogen that was loaded into the balloon, the new stuff that Avernicus just got, ignites. That has been the Lost Words of Myrwyyn, ladies and gentlemen.
So we all die?
I don't know. I'm going to leave it as a cliffhanger. and we'll see what happens. Because I think people have tricks up their sleeve, and you know what? I want to leave it open to see if you guys return and what kind of crazy shenanigans happen. But the ship certainly can't take off into the air without fire happening.
Of course. Nope. Let's see. Like, I'll joke. Like, does the ship fall, or I'm curious.
I'm just gonna say this.
As we get off to the
No.
sunset.
No, it doesn't. The delayed blast fireball goes off, and we'll see what happens if we ever return, or if it shows up in one of the other games, which I'm sure it will. No, the Daring Grace does not fall, but things will happen. I wanted to leave it on an exciting cliffhanger-y end. You guys sail off. I don't want to do that to you guys. You see that crew member down below. And you get the sense that something is wrong, Myrwyyn. There's more intrigue afoot than one would first believe aboard the ship. And as we leave the Daring Grace, it sails off into the sunrise, headed towards Coriol, and preparing to further the search for the wards.
So he didn't explode.
You didn't explode. I'm not going to do that to you guys. Come on, that would be terribly mean.
We just thought, well, I thought you were, actually.
Really? You thought I would just kill everybody and leave it at that?
Yes.
So, yes. The ship sails off. We'll end it there for tonight, since it's just the two of you guys kind of hanging out. Or we'll end it there forever at this point. I hope you guys enjoyed playing this campaign. I did enjoy a lot of what we were able to do. I kind of want to just open it up as a closure to just kind of hang out for a little bit if you guys have time, and kind of talk with the audience, see if they have any questions, and just kind of talk to you guys and I guess wind down the campaign. Dio, we're there are a few reasons why tonight is the last game of Lost Wards. A big one is that not everybody can keep playing. So I felt that it was better to move on to something new. And I think Tyler and Rowan Tyler and Bookus can attest that there have been it's been a rocky road for the Lost Wards campaign. And I think doing something new with a fresh start would be is probably the best way to go. I think that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah,
I understand that. Personally, I do hope to use Rowan again. I actually do want him to show up again at some point.
I will have the characters available to be used as NPCs. I told that to or for you guys to guest star as those particular characters in other campaigns or even in a future campaign. So yeah, I definitely want that. So kind of asking, Taylor, did you enjoy your time playing Lost Wards?
Sure. Taylor was an accumulation of two of my favorite characters I ever played, and it was really fun.
Sweet. I know a lot of your backstory didn't come up, and that was something that would come up in the future. And I think that if you have the opportunity to return to playing with us, I think I'd like to see Taylor again.
Yeah, if my schedule lines up and I'm able to rejoin, it would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we really found much about you beyond that you're a warlock. I think.
Nope, you didn't even figure out which patron I have.
Hexblade. I can figure that much out.
It's special. Me and Mark worked something out.
Yeah. There's more to her story. There's a lot more to her story, and unfortunately, it didn't really. There was a lot of on and offs for all of us, right? Where people with this game had a bit of a rocky turn where we often didn't have everybody around for our games, unfortunately.
That is true.
So, it makes it hard to develop the story when you're almost missing one person almost every week, you know. Book, did you have fun?
Naturally. I mean, what do you expect me to say? No, Mark. I keep coming here every week because I hate it. And I'm like, of course, I had a great time.
Let's see. Do you guys in the chat have any questions for me or for the players?
Or any comments or feedback?
Yeah, comments, feedback, questions, anything.
Yeah. I can give you a little hint that all my actions were because of the patron. We kind of aligned, is what it was.
Out of curiosity, was Mark playing the patron behind the scenes, or
no? Again, we really didn't get a chance to develop a lot of Taylor's backstory, which is something that is regrettable when it comes to the game.
It happened. So when we started developing mine toward the end, once we got back to Grove Hair.
What's that? Yeah, that's true.
Happens. I mean, yeah, my character's more of a city character than a forest character.
We got stuck on that island for a long time, right? What inspired you guys to develop those particular characters? Dio asked.
Well, if you don't want, I'll answer first. In the case of Rowan, well, the first one was actually, I was playing a steampunk setting, and Artificer, like for that character, was a class I'd never had before. But then I thought about trying to make what I thought would be a more interesting character, and I thought trying to, reclaim foreign glory, but also one that discovering new secrets, well, Artificer would fit. As for what it was, a second chance like Rowan's big things, like always people believe in second chances. You're not going to like this. That actually came from an online show called Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, actually. I don't know if you watched that or not. But long story short, at one point, Darts, the villain of Season 4, is giving you a reason you suck, speak to Pharaoh. And I'll paraphrase. Also, at least if I do the Darts voice. Pharaoh, I know you're evil. No, you're not. Look at you, Pharaoh. You got a second chance at life. And what do you do with it? You play games you're already good at and tell your friends how much they suck. That's honestly what inspired the character.
Wow.
Wow. I'm entirely serious, yes. That's embarrassing, but there you go. I hope you liked my Darts impression.
Yeah. So in a homebrew campaign, I played a character called Nevma, which was basically an illusionist prankster kind of deal. And I ended up being more of a sassy prankster. But there was another character I played, which was a Minotaur Barbarian. His name was Tyrannus. And he was just a fun-loving, gotta go crazy type of guy. Loved fighting in the thrill of battle.
Nice.
And I tried to mix and match my two favorite personalities I've ever played, and it actually worked out.
That's awesome. I liked both of these characters. I liked Rowan. I think Rowan was Rowan has ideas about the way the world works, and it always interested me to see how he kind of worked through that and presented that. And Taylor, I loved how just kind of laid back and combat loving and fun loving Taylor was, and that she was willing to take risks and just kind of do crazy stuff. That's definitely, you guys are the kind of the dichotomies of each other a little bit.
I think Rowan's more of a with Tektite action all said and done. Like I said, we are like an old married couple. I don't deny that.
Yeah. Cicada asked, what do you guys see your characters pursuing throughout their travels?
All right, Taylor, do you want me to answer first, or do you want to answer first this time?
Well, I didn't really reveal what Taylor's backstory was ever.
That's true.
Nope.
So no one really knows what Taylor's pursuing, although she did say that she really likes mysteries, finding things. She likes uncovering mysteries, doing tricks, all that kind of stuff.
She does.
She's more or less a character that curiosity killed the cat if something was going to ever kill her.
She's built for adventure. She really is. Tektite, I'm telling you right now, Tektite would continue to pursue trying to build. He's got a couple goals in mind, but finding his family and trying to find the other original Warforged and build that dragon lance and find those dragons. That's definitely what he would want to do. What did Dio asked? What excuse did Taylor have to join the crew?
Now you see that reveals a little bit of her backstory.
It does. Taylor, again, I think Taylor's lust for adventure kind of would have drawn her towards the ship as well.
Yeah.
Naturally speaking, beyond her other reasons for wanting to join. Again, I don't want you to spoil anything with Taylor because I think we might see her again. I think we might see Taylor again.
If it's possible for me to make a guest appearance on one of my days off, we'll see what can work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to as well. And
yeah.
I suppose I probably should answer what Rowan probably doing. Realistically, I think Rowan, when it came to the group, would probably be the ones handling most of the funds of the group, I think, at the end of it. I think his plan was to start investing in businesses around the group, but eventually, once that had gone around, he would actually start investing in the roads and transportation, getting that safer, secure, and faster. And faster. He would have invested it there, and that would have been a great way to, I think, restart his house in a way that, there's really just there's no equivalent to that, just making sure the roads are secure. I think that would have been a big thing for Rowan doing, and toward the end of his one, where it would be. And of course, right. Becoming a better artificer naturally,
of course,
as well as solving the sort of inheritance box. But I think that's the direction he would go into.
Yeah, I agree.
Rather mundane compared to a warlock, but it's what he wants.
Let's see. Dio asked, in which other of my campaigns, where else in Oregon, in the Oregon campaigns, would you want to see your character show up, and why?
My turn, I think, to answer first. I'd actually say, this might surprise a lot of you, but I'd actually say the Dense Macabre, actually. I think that would just be something that would be really unusual for one, like something that would really throw him out of his element, because that's much more, monsters and magic, and not as much technology or artifacts.
That's true.
I think for him, that'd be like throwing him out of his element, seeing what he does, or like when he can't always build his way out of a situation, whereas Hamlet Complex is just simply not helpful. I would love to see that. I mean, if you want, in the Scooby Gang, because to me, like, if you want to really have a good character, you need to put him through hell. And I think that would be a good place for him as a guest star.
That's true. I agree that his ability to utilize technology would be very, very limited in that situation, and it would create some moments where he would not know what to do.
Right.
What about Taylor? Where would you want to see her show up? Any of the other campaigns?
I haven't been able, because of my work schedule, I haven't been able to keep up too much of the other ones. But wherever curiosity and dungeon delving and artifact finding.
Excuse me.
Well, there was a new campaign that's booting right up there. That might be right up her alley.
That's true. The chat said that.
Nudge, nudge.
The chat said that Tektite showing up to fight Thundermaw with the Legion would be insane, and Dio said that Sparks would be absolutely terrified of him.
I mean, I have to be honest. I'm to the chat. I want to see Tektite meet Tsunami. I'm not going to lie.
Tektite meets Serani. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Tektite is, Tektite would probably make his way. I'm going to say Tektite wants to make his way to Ironstone Hall because that's what he was talking about the last session. Was telling the captain that they must go to Ironstone Hall. That he has to do that.
Honestly, honestly, if we ever do make it to Tektite Ironstone Hall, I'd like to make it there at the same time as Rowan. Have the two meet against Rowan was supposed to be there too at some point.
Sure, that's true.
I mean, and like I said, it'd be interesting to see what they think of what's happened in the last bit. I mean, like if they ever do get there, I think that might be a fun session, seeing them both meet. It would be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. That would be very fun to have them meet. Well, chat, do you guys have any other questions?
We got Ronin Tsunari. That would be fun.
Yeah, David said that Angus and Vasir drinking heavily while Sarani has questions about all of Rowan's advanced technology that is way above their paid grade. That's really funny. Taylor would fit with the Help Wanted campaign on Wednesday days. That's true. Our daytime campaign on Wednesdays is very old school D&D fighting monsters kind of going on. There's some tricky things going on behind the scenes that they're discovering, but they've been hunting hobgoblin raiders for a little while, and they just got back to town and discovered that the hobgoblin raiders have taken the fight to them and they are currently defending the town. So that's kind of a fun thing, and I think Taylor's dervish style combat of just dancing around with her two blades and her armor of Agathis would fit in well with that little bunch there.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Do you have any questions for me as players? Any questions about the campaign or anything like that? Dio, while you're thinking about that, Dio asked, "What makes you guys interested what made you guys interested in my campaign in the first place? What drew you in to the campaigns?"
It's your turn first. I'd answer first last time. It's your turn.
Okay. So, to be fair, my last Friday campaign ended, and I was looking for a good campaign to join again. And from Mark's forum post, it looked like a pretty good campaign to join. It looked like well thought out before I even applied. So it looked like a good place to go to.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, in my case, what drew me there, I won't lie. The first thing was the time slot. You all there on Twitch might not know this, but originally I think it said Thursday at some other time. And I thought, okay, fine. But later on I moved to Friday at 7 where I could still make it. That was, the first thing is, of course, can I make it this time period? That's more important than anything else. But after that, as I read more into looking for game posts, I realized it would actually be a very fun campaign. I'd love to try it. And that's what drew me after that. Especially because, having politics and role-playing, which I really loved. Which, as Mark probably knows, that's the sort of thing I really love.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm playing an artificer and he's the face of this group. Keep that in mind. That's just weird. But yeah, this was a fun campaign. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too.
So again, gosh, what did I had asked you guys a question and now I can't even remember what question. Oh, do you have any questions for me?
Well, what did you think of this campaign? As you said, this was your first one and probably honestly the roughest. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, it was the first one to go live, right? My first two campaigns of what we're doing were actually the Tuesday and Saturday games. Those were the first two that I had proposed and they had started. To be honest, this campaign was a little rough for me for a few reasons. The first one is we didn't get to have a session 0 for real. And so I think that that made it hard to get a good chemistry working with the group because we didn't have that time to really talk about all of the things that I like to talk about in a session 0. That gives everybody an opportunity to kind of get to know each other's voice, get to know what each other's wants and expectations are about the campaign, and throwing us into streaming on the very first night of our game without having done a session 0 and my very first time streaming. I think that it made for a lot of difficulty right off the bat. We were I think there was a lot of things set up for a bad run, unfortunately. And I think that made it really hard. The other thing that made it difficult for me was that I'm running 6 games a week, and a lot of time when I first started doing that, I was trying to prep all of my games at the beginning of the week so that I could focus on other things throughout the week. And I think that was a big mistake, because by the time I would get to preparing your game, I had already prepared 4 other games ahead of time. And so I think I was running on steam, like running on fumes by the time I got to prepping the game for Friday nights. And I think that took a toll on how well I integrated your backstories and stuff. And I think also you guys got stuck on that island for a lot longer than I had originally intended. And so with those things kind of happening early on in the way that we played the campaign, I found myself often feeling very tired and frustrated when it came to our campaign. Not that I didn't enjoy the characters, not that I didn't enjoy the players, but I think that I just didn't set myself up well for this campaign, and that makes it rough. You know, as a dungeon master, when you feel like you're not giving your best to your game, it can make it feel a little rough on your end. You kind of beat yourself up a little more, and that can make the game harder to really enjoy and be fully invested all the time. And I hate to say that, but I want to be honest. At the same time, Myth Font is something I absolutely love. The Daring Grace is something I love. All the characters that came out of the story are really amazing, and I think could... like I said, I want to see all of them in the future. I want to see them in other campaigns, and I want to see them return for other reasons. I just think that we had a rocky time. Like in our first game, we had a player just disconnect and disappear, right?
Second game, I think. Keanu was there for the first one, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the middle of the second game. So yeah, that made it, that I think right there, that goes to show that's like an indication of things that kind of marked some of the hard parts of our campaign for me. Some of my favorite moments though, personally,
anything Tektite did.
There were moments with Tektite. There were moments with all of the characters that I really enjoyed. I really, really wish that Second had raised dead in that big fight that we had a few weeks ago. That would have made for a great moment, though that fight had a lot of great moments in it.
Honestly, I actually had a pretty good argument ready to debate Second on raised dead on it. I actually had a really good thing to debate on it, but it never came.
Yeah,
we'll see if it ever does. I actually did have one prepared.
Yeah. So but like my favorite moment, I think, was you guys talking to the Celestial in the temple. I think that was probably my favorite moment in the campaign. And then I think my second favorite moment was the attack in the city square in Grovair. Let me see. David said, I really liked Rowan trying to parlay with the elves at the temple. His dedication to trying to avoid combat was really great. What about you guys? What were your favorite moments in the campaign?
Oh crap, it's my turn to answer first, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. For a completely selfish level, it's probably be Rowan's dealing with Fairfax, because it actually started advancing his character when he's on the island. He couldn't. That's from a selfish level.
Right.
Because nothing else was probably advancing.
That's fine.
But,
you can.
But from a more impersonal level, like as an impartial observer, since they are different, I would say was coming back to the Daring Grace, just seeing what had happened. Kiana's betrayal, the crew member's dead, the dwarf, I guess his name, irritates me drunk. To me, that's what I think was my favorite moment, actually.
Absolutely.
I mean, funniest moment is clearly Hoff lighting Grace on fire. That's clearly the funniest moment. But yes,
That was
that's like those are my three favorites. I think, selfish, impersonal, and funniest.
Nice.
How about your turn, Taylor? I believe.
I mean, one of my favorite parts was when I got drunk.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
A comedic part for Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
David said one was Hoff accidentally falling into the blender of flying swords because he didn't know they were deactivated.
That was funny. He survived too.
And I'll add that to one of my top ones.
Yeah, that was pretty freaking great. I think Tektite running into the thorn bush and getting knocked out was pretty fantastic as well.
Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, I think I should realize I actually really loved. I mean, I do think that the only reason I don't inherit is because it was so recent, but what I really loved was Hoff being finding his own master. I'm sorry.
Yeah, tonight's events were pretty hilarious, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy that I went the route I did with that of trying to set her up with Chelsea. They can still be a good parry. It can still happen.
Maybe. That woman was crazy.
Yeah, she was, but that was the best part. Do you really think Hoff will marry someone sane?
Maybe. He'd have to find someone who has his same affinity for lighting things on fire. Yeah, this has been a good time. It's been a good game. It's definitely there were definitely things that were unexpected that happened for me. And again, I do plan to see the characters show up in other capacities. It's a big world, and there's lots of campaigns, and there are lots of opportunities for that. If either of you guys have, just let me know. If I need to have one of either Rowan or Taylor show up, or any of the other characters, I will reach out to you guys and be like, hey, can you guest appear on this in this campaign? I need you to show up.
I would certainly probably love to, but I do request, like I said at one point, me and Tektite meet up in Ironstone Hall. That's something we want to see. I'm being serious. That's not a joke. Actually,
I know that isn't.
I mean, we both want to go there, and I think having them, after a bit of time, when both Rowan and Tektite are stronger, Rowan's more influential, that could be really interesting to see.
Absolutely.
I do want to see those Stone Defenders pop up other places since Rowan put them in the open market.
What's that?
I want to see those Stone Defenders pop up other places since Rowan essentially put them on the open market.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to think through what happens with certain loose ends on this campaign and see where that heads. So, anyway, guys.
If you don't mind, I actually do have one more question for you.
Sure, go ahead. Throw it out there. Absolutely.
One more question, Mark. In all sincerity, what was if you remember, what was the biggest time, other than Kiana just vanishing off the face of the planet, that a player really caught you off guard that you had to really adapt to in the moment? Which was that?
Where a player really caught me off guard and I had to adapt in the moment.
Right. Other than Kiana leaving, that's the biggest one, I think.
Yeah, that was clearly the biggest one. Which I incorporated that into the story, and I think that worked out, right?
It did. I told you last time that was really clever of you, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. I think... Let's see. Oh, that's a tough question. I actually think that it was probably your approach to setting up Hoff to find the dragon. I think that was like, okay, where am I going with this? I really had to kind of roll with that because it was a little, it was not what I expected to happen in the slightest. So I really had to just roll with it.
That was literally the one time I rolled deception throughout this entire campaign. I wanted it to be fun.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, well, on the points, I understand that one, and I do apologize if it was difficult.
Why?
I was just trying to.
I don't care about that. I don't care if it's difficult. I like making shit up on the fly. That's why I do this.
Because it sounds like you're having trouble with the campaign as is.
What's that?
It sounds like you're having all the trouble with this campaign as is, and I just added to it.
That doesn't add to it. Those situations are not the ones that are that make campaigns a struggle for me. Like improvisational dungeon mastering, it's what I do. It's what I like to do. That's what I love about being a DM, is having those moments that are unexpected and having to draw from ideas and put pieces into place like that. That's not what makes campaigns a struggle for me. What makes campaigns a struggle for me is not feeling like I'm not putting my full effort, or I'm not able to put my full effort into it. Like I said, when I set myself up for a situation where I was preparing this game after I was preparing most of the other campaigns throughout the week, and so I felt like I wasn't putting the appropriate amount of thought and energy and chutzpah into the campaign itself. And that's one of the things that made me struggle with it. And having a party that there was never really an opportunity for the party to really grow into a party and really gain the what's the word chemistry that you want to see in a party. I think that there were a lot of things that got in the way of that happening. It was getting there slowly, but there were things that I think I didn't set up for that to happen as easily as it should have, and that I feel like is on me. And those are the type of things that made the campaign difficult. Not having to run things on the fly. I run things on the fly all the time. That's the fun part for me as a dungeon master. One of the things that makes dungeon mastering fun for me is having to think on my feet. That's what makes it fun for me. I just enjoy moments where I go, aha, I got it. That makes it fun. Having moments where I have a puzzle or a situation laid out and a player goes, you know what, I bet this is what's happening. And I go in my head, that's better than anything I could think of. I'm using that. Those moments are fun for me. Giving the players opportunities for their strange and unusual and quirky ideas to pay off. I enjoy those moments, and I like seeing it pay off for the players. So like, again, those are never the moment. You doing something crazy that I never would have expected on the fly and making up this crazy scheme, that is fun for me. That is not hard. That does not make the game harder for me. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying.
It makes perfect sense, and thanks. I guess, let's see. I guess I'm trying to think of, let's see, Taylor, do you have anything you want to ask Mark? I think it's your turn if you like.
Nah, I thought everything was pretty fair.
I'll ask you this in kind of a selfish way. Where does this rank for you as a campaign? Everybody's had their favorite campaigns. Everybody's had their least favorite campaigns. Do I rank solidly in the middle? That's where I hope to land.
There's only one that I've had that's been bad, and it was my first campaign ever.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I've been in pretty good campaigns. I've been lucky enough to not have a bad campaign.
That's good. Good for you, man.
In my case, well, I've had two bad campaigns. The first one was one Roll20 where the DM simply never showed up. I think we can all classify this as a bad campaign.
Yeah, I think if the dungeon master is not even motivated to show up, I think that's a problem. Yeah,
wait for that. 3 bad ones, 2 on Roll20, 1 real life. The second bad Roll21 was, I think it's called it's the Dragon's Horde one. I think the module one. The thing is, it was a pretty inexperienced DM, and that is not a starter. That is not a starter module at all.
Horde of the Dragon Queen? No, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is how it started off. You see a dragon attacking the town, and literally an entire army of kobolds there. Okay, we leave. Why? The town's clearly lost. We're going to commit suicide. We go there. Why do we go there? What's that?
Right.
This is Dragon Lord Blaster thing. You make it sound impossible. We're not going to commit suicide. And that campaign kind of fizzled out from there because we had no reason to be there because he gets out under siege, and we're only like 6 people or whatever. The real life one, I can go into detail, but it is a slight rant if you like.
Not necessarily.
But I'll let me give you one key component then.
Give me the TLDR.
I'll give you the worst part of it, and this is not. I want to stress this. I wear a watch on my wrist every day, not even in addition to my phone. I actually timed this. Okay. The worst. Here's what happened. Apparently, he had his friend, which was his Pathfinder for the first edition, and apparently his friend was playing some homebrewed rogue. That was a dark elf that apparently had all the abilities of a dark elf royal, I think, or noble, I think is what it's called, or whatever. Drow had all as a homebrew. Yes, I am serious. So. But here's the thing. Apparently, the drow in question just started asking a guard, like, could he steal his pants for 45 minutes?
Wow.
And again, this is a reference to the movie The Gamers, if you don't know. I'm sure you do. And the thing is, yes, for a quick gag, yes, but this literally stalled the entire campaign for 45 minutes while he and the DM could joke about if he could steal his pants or not. Every time we try to do anything else, he just said, no, wait here for a bit moment. Wow. And eventually just left. That's not worth it.
Wow.
Again, I timed it. It really was 45 minutes.
That's crazy. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out. I'm going to head out. It has been a pleasure playing with the both of you. Thank you all for watching tonight as we send off the characters on their way, flying off into the sunrise towards their next and continuing adventures. I am hoping that next week we will be starting the Artifact Recovery Corporation campaign, or ARC for short. Depends on if all the spots fill up and I can do a session 0 by that time. In any event, if you are interested in joining us for one of our campaigns as a player, there are opportunities right now. I will be taking applications for the next few days. Head to our Discord channel. You can find the link below and apply to play with us. If you didn't know, we are still doing a contest to get me to dab. We just need to get to 200 subscribers, and I will dab on camera. There are prizes for the top gifters. Right now, David is way at the top with 19 gifted subs for this month. Thank you, David. Go check out what we have going on the Discord. Be a part of our community. Check out our merch store. We have some cool stuff going on there. There's going to be a poster of Oridon available soon, and holy crap, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, thank you for the send-off. We got 2 new emote gifts thanks to you as well.
Thank you very much, Taylor. Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
Party gift for a while.
Aw, thank you very much. That is amazing. That puts you in second place, I think, by the way. Oh, it puts you in first place.
Darn it, I want second.
How many subs are we at now?
We are now at 128 subscribers currently. 128.
72 more then.
That's insane. 72 more. That's freaking insane. One of our fine folks here just became a follower tonight, and you just made their evening by giving them a subscription to our channel. That is amazing. Seriously, David, you're gonna have to gift 2 more subs so that Taylor can get second place. He wants the horn.
I want the drink.
He wants the horn. I'm sure you guys can work that out too, because David doesn't even want David doesn't even want the prizes. He just wants to see me dab on camera. Which
so do I.
I know you all want to see me dab on camera. Pat, I'm glad that you love this. I'm glad. David just gifted 2 subs so that he's in first place. Oh my god, I wasn't being serious. Dude, you are the man. Oh, good god. This is insane. We're at 130 subscribers. That's freaking nuts. I can't even believe it. That's freaking nuts. David, you're ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys. Well, thanks for sending off the Lost Wards with a bang right there. That's pretty amazing. At least a bang that doesn't destroy the whole ship.
Thank you for not, and thanks for ending us off with a bang, Mark. Thank you.
You're welcome. This campaign has been on fire. No, every pun intended. Well, thank you very much, guys. You have a lovely night. Oh my god, emote storm going on. Hey, let's see if we can raid somebody. Let's look for a raid.
Okay.
We should.
Okay.
I know that you guys might have to go, but let's. You know what? Vanishing Zone is on playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Let's go raid their channel. Oh, yeah. Pat, do you want to discuss them now? Do you want to discuss them on Discord? Are they questions for right now? What's your? Are they questions for us as players? What do you got? Throw them out there. Waiting for a response from Pat here. Discord. Yeah, I'm available on Discord. I'm gonna send these guys to a raid and join. Did you join the Discord? If you haven't joined the Discord channel, join the Discord channel, and then I will send me a message on Discord, okay? And we're gonna head to the raid. I will be on Discord while we're raiding, so I will talk to you there, okay? I'll be available. All right. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.
All right. Remember to like, sub, and subscribe.
Absolutely. I don't think there's anybody in our channel who can subscribe anymore because they've all been gifted subscriptions now.
How do I join the raid?
It should be. There should be a way, like, check the channel points or.
It says leave, and join. What do I do?
Join. Have a good night, Taylor. Thank you.
Good night. No, seriously, how do I do the raid?
I think you might raid with us. Hold on, it should be automatic.
I think. Yeah.
Yep, there it goes.
Okay, well, here we are.
Here we are.
Well, Mark, like I said, this was fun. In all honesty, I'm sure you picked it up. I do hope you like to.